And we're back, the sick cast. I feel like everyone has been sick for the last 2 weeks. No one can shake any of these flus. I'm about 50 ginger shots deep over the last 2 weeks. I don't even know what to do anymore.
It's all good. Don't worry about it, man. Told you the mono warrior, man. It's probably a little mono.
I don't think I've ever had mono, honestly.
Oh, okay. Really? You got out of it clean? You got the newer mono?
Dog. Born 1990. I was at the height of mono.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Like when we started figuring out what kissing was, mono was at its peak.
Yeah.
Like it was definitely mono 19 at that point.
Well, hopefully everybody starts to feel a little bit better. Do remember that our first episode, Rory.
Yes.
Rory Mall Don't Know Ball with our first guest, Adam Pac-Man Jones, is available now.
Yes.
Shout out to Adam Pac-Man Jones for joining us.
One of my favorite defensive backs and punt returners of all time.
One of my favorite personalities as well.
On and off the field.
Yeah, it was fun talking to him. A lot of bumps and turns, and that was a roller coaster, but we got through it. Shout out to Pac-Man Jones. He was a great guest,
especially on Zoom, and him being at a golf store with a golf simulator.
Where else would Pac-Man Jones be at? Where else would he be but a golf store? But
I thought it was a really cool first episode. For those that don't know, we are launching a new show on our same YouTube platform, same audio platform, Rory and Maul Don't Know Ball, where we talk with some of our favorite people from the sports world about music topics, some sports stuff that we'll try to learn on, but we're not going to give you some skip takes. We are staying within our wheelhouses with music. Mm-hmm. Pac-Man Jones said that Future needs to thank Young Thug, and I just had to sit that one out because I'm not from Atlanta, but I started doing the math in real time. I just don't. That might have been the craziest music take.
I mean, but if maybe it wasn't just about music.
It's kind of funny because after we were pitching the show, and shout out to The Volume, we had said over the years, the worst and craziest music takes we've gotten from people ended up being athletes. How we came up with this concept. Mm-hmm. And off the first episode, Pac-Man Jones says that Future owes Young Thug a thank you.
I mean, but again, I'm thinking maybe it may be personal. It might not be heavily music based like you thinking. Maybe.
We were asking music questions though.
Yeah.
It's just like, bro, Future been out 10 years before Thug was even around.
Yeah, but still, Thug might influence that from, you know what I mean? From behind the scenes though. Like I don't even want to get in the studio yet, but you should. Future
was in the basement with Andre 3000 and Big Boy in the 90s.
Thug was probably there too.
Yo, my bad.
Maybe Outkast got to thank Thug too. We don't know. It could be a deeper, darker criminal link.
And you know what's funny? Now that I think about it, remember when everyone got really pissed off? You know, when 3 Stacks comes out of the woodwork every so many years to do interviews. Mm-hmm. He had said at Fife's funeral when he was speaking and in some publication that Thug was his favorite artist. Mm-hmm. Like everyone thought he was about to shit on Thug. He's like, nah, to me, that defines Atlanta.
There you go.
You're onto something.
So Pac-Man was right. Thank him.
AT Aliens, all the Futures catalog. Thug was a kid in there.
Exactly. Somewhere along the line, Thug is in that story. But our first episode of Rory Mall Don't Know Ball with Adam Pac-Man Jones is available now.
And My Karma's Beautiful with Day 26. Yes. Incredible performance.
Thank you to the guys for coming through, man. That was a dope performance. Impromptu singing by the sink. Because where else do acoustics sound great at besides the sink?
Peach was shedding tears watching that. He was watching on repeat. Yeah. They went crazy. That was fun.
Shout out to the guys, man.
Loved our conversation with them as well. Shout out Day 26. Did you ever go to their show that week? I was out of town.
I didn't make it to their show at what was it at? It was at
SOBs. They did two nights.
Yeah, no, I didn't make it out. I'm gonna catch them. I am gonna catch them live because I've never seen them live, so I do want to make sure I catch them live. Also gonna catch. Shout out to Sean Stockman for he sent my sister some tickets to catch Boyz II Men live down in at the MGM Grand. I believe in DC. I believe it was at. I can't remember, but Sean, thank you, my brother, for looking out for my family. They said the show was amazing, and they all said that I have to catch the show. So I'm gonna fly out one of these days to whatever city Boyz II Men is in and catch one of their shows.
One of my homegirls was in Vegas, and I put this photo in the recording chat like 2 or 3 days ago. She went to go see New Edition in Vegas, right? Mm-hmm. Did y'all see the meet and greet photo, Peach? I don't know if there's a way that we can blur her face when we put it up on the screen.
All right, so why is BBD on one side, and why is there's the guy that replaced Bobby Brown at one point and Bobby Brown on the other side?
Yeah, no, there's a lot of layers to this entire thing.
Yeah, this is... Did these niggas say hello to each other on the tour? Like, did BBD and Johnny and Bobby speak to each other?
I mean, I love that they hate BBD so much that Johnny and Bobby are cool with each other. Poison pissed them off that much.
Okay, but what is the point? What is the point of this though? Why are they? Why do they have the fans in between something and?
I don't know if it's a cleanliness thing. Like, I never even saw this.
You think this is a cleanliness thing?
Even when we were doing shows, like right at the tail end of COVID, when it was still a little weird and you had to wear a mask, we were like shaking hands and hugging the fans. This is hilarious.
This is absolutely ridiculous. What is going on, man? I've never seen any. Why at this point? Why even do the meet and greet?
I mean,
if we're that concerned about germs and people being sick, why even do the meet and greet?
That's a sick request.
The marriage, we've never seen no shit like this.
I don't think it has anything. They got them
separated like a Hot Pocket. You know, you put the Hot Pocket inside the sleeve and put it inside the microwave. Like, what is this?
I don't even think this can't be for germs though. There's no way that this is for germs because one sneeze and everybody is still getting like the disease.
You think Bobby Brown is concerned about germs?
I don't think it's germs at all. That's why I'm like, I don't know why. Are they married and they just don't want to touch anybody? Like, I don't understand.
Married, don't touch nobody.
Eddie wasn't there.
You think? Don't do that. See, because we just can't. We can't do that. But yeah, we can't. This is absolute. What is this?
I don't know. And she, like, one of her friends works for whatever that theater is, so she didn't like pay for the meet and greet. Her friend was just like, yo, you want to go meet? Oh, you want to go meet New Edition? No, this is for the meet and greet. But she's like, yo, if you want to go meet New Edition, like, I'll just put you next to the meet and greet shit. We'll skip the line. And then she sent me, because I was hyped for her. I was like, damn, you get to meet New Edition? Like, that'd be a dream for me. And then she sent me this photo. I'm like, you didn't meet New Edition.
All right, this is why this is absolutely insane. First of all, that young lady had to walk into that slot, walk past Johnny, Bobby, Ricky, Mike, and Ronnie, like, and then like stand in between a column. It's not like she came from behind the step and repeat and just appeared there. She had to walk past them and then turn around and stand in that, take a picture, and then walk back.
Do you think they did like the prison shit for the handshake?
They had. They might as well had. This is crazy. This is absolutely. I don't get this at all.
Do you think we should?
And where's Ralph?
This? That's what I was wondering too. But once I saw Johnny and Bobby together, I was like, maybe that's all they needed. And they said, fuck Ralph.
Well, is that Ralph right there with the sweatsuit? I thought that was Mike. Is that Mike or Ralph with the sweatsuit on?
That's not Ralph Tresvant.
I don't know. It might be Ralph. Maybe Mike wasn't there.
He looks.
But yeah, this is crazy though. I would be highly upset if I went to pay money or go see a group that I love and this was the meet and greet.
Yeah. And the standard that Chris Brown set.
Like, is this something that the Encore Theater in Vegas, is this their COVID measures or?
I do not know.
Are they still, because Vegas, I can promise you, is not abiding by any COVID measures.
No, me and Damaris were out there. There was not a rule.
Yeah, I don't know what this is. This is just
like you can literally just pour alcohol and piss into the pool and just swim.
Yeah, so this is not not bro, what is
that's why I sent it to y'all in the group chat. No one said anything. I was beside myself.
I'm just trying to understand what is the sense behind this? Like,
I don't know.
This makes zero sense to have a fan stand in between two fucking glass columns like this. Like, this is crazy.
Oh, but what a way to do meet and greets.
No, what a way to
not even say hi. Just
this is like
I'd be back to my hotel in time so I wouldn't be sick.
Well, you don't know if they said hi or not. Like, we don't know if any of that happened.
She went in between the two.
I mean, the hi is not even my concern at this point. At this point, you don't have to say hi if you got me standing in between two bulletproof fucking like
that's how they divide bus drivers in New York.
Yeah, this is bro, this is crazy. I would be pissed off if I paid money to go meet one of my favorite groups and this was the meet and greet. I would be absolutely pissed. Nobody else on the internet is talking about this?
No. I was shocked.
So this like she didn't post it at the New Edition show?
She just sent it to me. It wasn't like she posted it where it could have went viral, but I mean, she said the show was great.
Wait, this girl sent this to you?
Yeah.
You know that girl in the middle?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
No, I was just saying her friend works at the theater and they went to Vegas and then they were like, yo, if you guys want free passes to the New Edition show, got y'all.
Oh, so maybe
I was jealous. I was like, damn, you about to go see New Edition? We was just texting. And she's like, yeah, I'm on my way now to go see. And then later that night, she sent me this. She's like, yeah, they gave us backstage passes.
Okay, so maybe this is how they treat the non-paying. This is the non-paying section right here.
Yo, the guest list photos would be the funniest thing ever.
Yeah, this is the non-paying section. Like you could see us, but you can't greet us and meet us. You could see us though. But this must be okay. All right, it makes sense. See, I got more information now. Okay, cool. I understand it. New Edition, do y'all thing. Get y'all money, man. I respect
I don't
it.
know. This is nuts to me. But I think we should implement it.
No, I can't. I would be laughing way too much if I walked in somewhere and somebody came to meet and greet me, first of all, and I had to meet them through a fucking plexiglass. I would just be like, all right, man, I could have stayed home for this shit.
Still never seen New Edition. Still never seen Boyz II Men. That's on my bucket list.
Yeah.
I need to do that. And so Boyz II Men is on tour, or they were doing some.
They're on tour.
Shit
They're on tour. They're moving around. I didn't look at the full schedule, but I did tell Sean that I would fly out somewhere and catch them somewhere on the road. So
I saw a lot of people went. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it was the first set of Tyler shows that happened this past week.
Yeah.
All the footage looks really great. Very similar to the rollout, but I mean, I definitely want to go see that Tyler show whenever he's in New York. But it looked great. I'm excited for some live performances this year. I didn't do enough.
Tyler's one of the artists that I would go see live. I would pay to go see Tyler.
You guys know I was festival poppy. I was going to all live shows. The past 2 years with the baby, I have not been able to. 2025, once it gets a little warmer, I want to make it a thing to start going out to more live performances.
Okay.
I can't have Damaris show me up crying in front of Gunna. Like, I got to top that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why you always bring up the most embarrassing moments in my life and just like
That's
throw
what
them
we
out?
do as people. We got to
it's
do that. We got to bring
10
the
years
most
of podcast.
embarrassing moments and laugh again and again and again.
like if Tyler brings the internet out, I'll cry. I'll even turn my Wi-Fi off on my phone.
See, at least I had a reason to cry.
You didn't have a reason.
What was
to
the
cry,
reason?
Tyler.
Wait. You said that with confidence. Like the reason to cry for Gunna was something that all of us possess.
Oh, I'm sorry. Like a man avoiding life in prison when
He was not
really
facing
didn't-
life in prison.
He wasn't
Whatever.
facing no fucking...
I don't even know he's facing a year.
Damaris, don't do that. Don't try to justify why you was in there crying. That nigga wasn't
He was
facing
arrested
no life.
as a pawn.
Yeah, he wasn't
in
facing no
Rico.
life in prison.
Listen,
Life
at the end
in
of the day,
prison.
he was facing prison and he was able to get out. His mother was there.
He wasn't facing
cheering
no
for
prison
him.
time, man.
You don't know that though.
Gunna, we do know that. Gunna wasn't facing no prison time.
They just didn't give him bail, so they would hope that he would plea out or talk.
Yeah.
And if they didn't give him bail, what they was just eventually going to release him?
Yeah.
If he didn't, okay.
He didn't
They
go
released the guy that was facing life.
Yeah. You got it. So if you cried at Gunna show, what you gonna do at Thug show?
Yeah.
I cried when Thug was released. Mariah, I cried for Mariah
No. You cried because Mariah was up there happy and
Yeah.
she was crying. You didn't cry because Thug was released. Don't do that. Don't try to parlay your emotions. Don't do that.
Anyway,
Exactly.
I was happy for Gunna. His mom was there and his girl was there. He was happy. He was excited. Like, yeah, I was happy for him.
All right, so I can't be happy if the internet comes out and Steve Lacy can finally play music he likes.
I mean, we cry over different things. We have different emotions. We're different humans.
I cried when he had to do that TikTok shit for them little kids.
He cried. Steve Lacy cried.
Steve, you're
when
too
he had
talented. You don't need to do
when He
this.
had to do that fucking record. He was crying.
Did you cry when ASAP was free?
Yes, I cheered. I was very happy. A teardrop.
I ain't gonna lie, man. First of all, before we get into it,
Before you start.
yeah, I gotta start.
I know,
that.
before you
But
start.
Before we get into it, definitely salute and congrats on winning the case, being found not guilty. A$AP Rocky was found not guilty on all charges in his case in California. So we want to send a salute and you know, congrats to him and his team on that. But yeah, let's laugh a little bit though.
Well, first, I want to be somebody to admit we need to stop being lawyers on the internet and on podcasts.
Why?
I'm guilty of it all the time. We pretend to be experts on everything we know absolutely nothing about.
Prefer me be a lawyer?
We were on mic and definitely off mic. I was like, yo, it looks, don't do that. It was a lot of us looking like, damn, maybe Rocky should have taken that plea. Like,
Why do we say that?
risk.
Why do we say that?
Based off the information we had,
Based off the evidence the court had.
based off the video I saw with my own eyes.
Listen, I'm from Harlem too. I'm happy for Rocky,
Oh,
man.
same.
I'm
No,
happy
it's-
for Rocky.
it was free Rocky when we were saying
but now
that.
that the case is over, let's talk some shit. I'm not going to, Rory, whatever you was going to say, salute. I'm going to cut you short.
Yeah.
Hey, Rocky, listen, man. Because I watched the verdict. I sat there at 6:45. It said verdict coming at 7:20. I was tying that into 4:20 Cali time. I said, oh, they about to roll this nigga up and smoke him. 4:20. You know how I'm looking at all of this shit.
It looked crazy.
I'm like, oh, then when it went to 8, I'm like, oh God, it's 8 o'clock. They're 40 minutes late. This must means they're like upping the security measures outside the courtroom. I'm thinking all kind of shit.
Yeah.
When they finally
looking for a white Bronco outside.
Oh my God. When they finally showed that courtroom, and I'm looking at Rocky, and you see his shoulders, like he breathing heavy, he praying. I'm like, oh shit. He don't think that he gonna be found not guilty. Because if you think that you're innocent, right? It's a certain body language that I think that is natural.
Yeah, OJ had it, you know.
OJ had it. Who else had it? Thug had it. Well, you know what I mean? Yeah. When you know that you're not guilty, it's a certain energy. Dahmer had it.
Yeah.
It's a certain energy that you just exude. And when they panned to Rocky before the verdict was read, and I'm looking at him, and I'm seeing him breathe heavy. I'm seeing his breathing pick up. His shoulders is moving, and you can see the air going in his shoulders and out of his shoulders. And I'm like, damn, he nervous. Understandably so.
If your last experience in prison was slipping on semen in the shower,
you don't want to go back.
Would you be nervous?
I would be terrified. So I'm like, damn. So I'm sitting there. I'm on the phone with some of the homies. I'm like, damn, man, I don't know, bro. Like this shit. I hope he not guilty. I hope they find him not guilty, but he don't look like he believes this shit right now. He look like he nervous. He's scared. I'm like, so, you know, we sitting there. So as they're reading it, and the juror that read it, he knew the cadence. He knew to slow it down right before it got. Once he said Rocky's name, he slowed down. I'm like, this nigga playing games.
Yeah, he definitely did it.
It was almost like when LeBron announced he was leaving to go to Miami. It was like, you don't slow it down if you're not, you know what I'm saying? If it's innocent, it's like you get right to it if you're innocent. You slow it down if he's guilty. Like, damn, I don't want to read this verdict and Rocky know he going to jail. So I'm like, oh shit, I think he's guilty.
Because that was the juror that was compromised. And I'm sure he has a Bayesian last name.
And then when they said not guilty, man, Rocky almost fainted. His knees gave out. He jumped over the front row like Martin when he was in court for that ticket. And he just hugged Rihanna. And I was just like, damn, like it was like, okay, cool, he's not going to jail. But then as homies, we got on the phone, right? And we was like, yo, listen, man. Their defense was it was a prop gun. That flew in court,
and even the jurors were like, "No, we thought it was a real gun."
So I'm like, wait, a prop gun flew? That got the not guilty?
Did you ever see that first interview with Sammy the Bull after he snitched and all that on Dateline when he talked about like paying off jurors and compromising an entire jury for John Gotti? Yeah. If Rihanna ever gets jammed up for like some type of Fenty money laundering shit, whatever, if they're trafficking kids in Sephora. That's going to come out.
Oh, yeah.
That jury was compromised.
I mean,
I love it, though.
Listen,
money well spent.
Listen, the fact that Rocky is home with his family, free, not in prison, I love it. Salute it. Great job to his team. But then, in talking to people, we kind of had a back and forth, and people didn't feel like Rihanna's presence made much of, any type of decision. Like it didn't help sway the decision at all. And while I do understand that, I understand that the lawyers did a great job. Shout out to his team. They did a fantastic job of just raising reasonable doubt.
There was a lack of strong evidence.
There
kind of was. Like, we're joking, but...
Yeah, inconsistent. The testimony wasn't consistent. It was a bad
was up
case.
there. It looked like he didn't even know what he was saying, and he didn't believe his story, and he brought up Donald Trump's ear getting grazed and all kind of... It was just like, all right, fam. So we understand that the case...
Well, shout out to 12y. 12y definitely helped.
Shout out to all of the people that helped Rocky in his favor.
12y, who had years and years ago, great project called Last Year Being Broke, did a campaign, had shirts that went crazy in New York. I had one too. Yeah. Love that campaign. Now I think this year he should start the There's No Way I'll Ever Be Broke campaign.
Yeah. No, I mean...
He changed that whole case.
Yeah, no.
He was like, nah, every time I've been with Rocky since we were 14 years old, he's had a fake gun in his hand.
Yeah.
It's always been fake. It's been since we were children.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've never not seen him without a fake gun.
Nah, fuck that. Yeah, for the homies that we got to do what we got to do. Nah, definitely.
And then the internet's so fucking, I'm going to say it, retarded. Everyone under there like, yo, look at all the crews snitching on each other. First YSL. I'm like, do y'all ever just click the clip and listen.
No.
12 is testifying in regards to his mans.
Yeah.
It's not snitching.
Yeah, no, it was a sloppy case all around. But I am happy that, you know, I don't know, we didn't want to see Rocky go to jail over this.
I would have been weak in the knees. Like, listen, there's been times where jail may have not have been that bad compared to the situation I was in already. If you have your children, your billionaire wife, your career, or jail, my knees are buckling at that fucking decision. Look at the two options that you have in here.
No,
50-50,
absolutely.
prison or Rihanna.
Listen, I'm happy, man. We just let's just pay attention to the coming year or two and just see how much charitable work is done on behalf of Fenty and in the state of California. How much charitable work? All
right, if you want to go down my rabbit hole, who is Rihanna affiliated with?
Rock Nation, you will crumble.
That was my first thought.
Somebody was like, yeah, that third baby coming soon. They say, yeah, Roti on his way here. Roti?
Naming the baby Roti is hilarious.
You know what? That's a funny joke. But if she announced her next pregnancy and the headline said new baby Roti, I wouldn't even bat an eyelash. I'd be like, that checks out. I wouldn't even like laugh at the joke. Nothing. I would be like, yeah, no. Actually, because they have RZA, Riot. I think both those names are fire.
Yeah.
If it went to Roti, I'd keep scrolling like, nailed the third one too.
Yeah, who doesn't love Roti? Have you ever
guys
had
are
Roti?
Smoking these names.
Yeah, have you ever had Roti? Who doesn't love Roti?
I've actually never had it. I want to try it one day.
You've never had Roti?
I haven't.
Oh my God.
I want to try it authentically. So
you don't even know what you're missing, baby D. Roti?
And Rihanna is half Guyanese, so I know the Roti hit.
Oh my God.
Because Guyanese Roti is it.
Well, shout out to the family. Shout out to ASAP and Rihanna and their family. And hopefully, Rocky, listen, man, stay your ass out of trouble, bro.
What does Relly do now?
I don't know, man.
Because you put all your eggs in a basket.
Yeah. I mean.
Like with no other, just like Rocky where it's 50-50, I'm either in prison or I'm with Rihanna.
Yeah.
This was either I get money to set me up or it's a dub for me publicly forever.
I mean, I think that was a gamble he was obviously willing to take based off of his testimony and, his version of what happened that day. So maybe he's not. Maybe he's like, listen, it wasn't strong enough case to prove that what I said happened. But I don't think that he's anywhere feeling like, damn, like, I fucked up. Like if he feels like that story is true of what he said, then I mean.
You think Relly wanted justice or do you think Relly wanted a civil suit?
I think he wanted both.
I don't think Relly wanted justice whatsoever. I think he wanted to do the criminal because that way that civil suit lasts like 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. If Rocky was guilty, it's a civil suit tomorrow. We coming up off that money.
Yeah.
I still think he's going to file a civil suit because we've seen even like with the OJ case when he was innocent with that, he did lose the civil with Nicole Brown Simpson's or whatever the fuck's family. Mm-hmm. He's only there for the money. Like, come on. You really think Relly was there for justice?
I'm just saying, I don't know. I think two things can be true. Is all I'm saying. The one thing that was interesting was after they, read all accounts, not guilty, and the judge bangs the gavel. The judge threw a salute to Rocky and his team. Like I was like, oh shit!
Like, everybody compromised.
Saw Rocky's mom in court, said how beautiful his mother was. I said, oh, this judge is like he's going crazy. Oh.
Billionaires, I count 3. Yeah. Me, Ye, and Ree.
Yeah. No, I get it.
4, if you count Braun, technically.
I mean, listen,
he's a rock boy.
I get it. I understand. But the bottom line is,
you see what time it is?
No, we are happy that Rocky is not going to jail and not facing any more criminal charges. So shout out to Rocky and his team.
I hope everyone just doesn't do some dumb shit. Like, just let Relly go ahead.
Yeah, nah, man. I think this is over. I don't think that we'll ever hear any more about this. I think this is behind them. I think that Rocky understands that, this was a very, very, real moment for him and could have absolutely derailed his life and everything that he has going on, everything he's worked for and built towards. So I think that everybody is gonna grow and mature from this situation in this moment and just, move on in their respective lives.
I think we finally need to apologize to Rolling Loud. Again, we love Rocky. We respect what he's done for music. We think he's a great artist, but we've questioned for years, like, does he have some blackmail over Rolling Loud? Why do you headline every Rolling Loud? And it's like A$AP Rocky and the Beatles. Like, it just don't add up when he be headlining with other people for, the catalog. He's headlining the LA one, I think, next month. Can we look that up? Innocent. You announce your title, Don't Be Dumb, the same day. Amazing marketing. I'm sure there's not even an album. I don't think he's even recorded anything.
Nope, that shit ain't even done yet. Yeah.
On the walk out, I'm sure his manager was like, yo, what you want to call it? She said, Don't Be Dumb. And his manager was like, well, we're going with that.
Mm-hmm.
Posted it. That Rolling Loud is going to be fucking nuts. I think Rihanna may do her pregnancy reveal on stage at this shit. That's going to be nuts.
That's a good lineup too.
Can we go?
They offered us something. It just didn't make sense.
Oh.
It's in LA?
Yeah.
Or this is the Bay? I don't know. I'm nervous. I think Relly has some resentments. I think he's just going to crash out.
Oh, that's why you're
point.
nervous?
You think Relly's going to crash out?
Who would I be nervous about?
You think Relly's going to crash
No,
out Rolling Loud?
I don't.
I was about to say, man, hell nah.
Mo, if somebody shot at you and grazed your hand, would you want justice or money?
It depends on who shot me.
Oh, all right. I'll be honest. I just want money. I don't really care. If you graze my hand, I don't really care if you go to jail.
Like if you my man,
And I'm not like
if you my homeboy,
I'd still snitch in plenty of other situations. I'm saying if we had a falling out and you shot at me and grazed my hand and you had the ability to just settle behind closed doors because you had the richest wife on earth, just give me that money and we straight for life, bro. I don't care. I don't want to see you go to jail.
But depending on who it is.
Conviction, then you can do the civil suit.
What Peach is saying, that do the criminal shit and then civil. I'm saying, which we said a few episodes ago, why didn't they have so many mutual friends? Why not try to go that route first? Like, let's just settle behind closed doors, bro.
Because you very obviously can't trust this person. That even if this person approached with let's just settle behind closed doors, you can't trust this nigga because he might do anything with it.
Yeah, we sitting there talking as people that, you know, if somebody shoots at you, you know, then this is what.
Well, the gun was fake, but go ahead.
This is what was being alleged here.
Yeah.
If somebody shoots at you, you know, I think it turns on a different thing internally inside you. Like at that point, fuck the friendship that we had, fuck the relationship that we had. Like I want everything and more, not just money. I want to see you in jail. You shot at me, which means, you know, and once a bullet leaves a chamber, that could have killed me.
Oh, no, I agree.
So you know what I'm saying? So you got to think about all of those things as being somebody that was being shot at. Again, allegedly, this is what happened. It's being shot at. It changes whatever moral compass you think you have, whatever you say you wouldn't do if it wasn't a friend. You know, now if it was some random guy on the streets of LA that I get into argument with, and he shoots at me, and you know, come to find out he's a fucking multi-billionaire. Yeah, give me my fucking bag.
I mean, to me, that would be the person that would be like, let's go to court and do the civil.
Yeah, but if it's your friend,
if we got a relationship or some type of thing, like, I mean, either way, I think Rocky was going to get picked up because it was on camera. I don't think it was just because of Relly. Relly just was a witness.
Yeah, and then
in
once you in the state of California, once you discharge a weapon, you have to go to court for that.
But also, if y'all reached out to me after getting arrested and was like, if you go on that stand and say you don't know who shot and this is the price point, I would do that.
Mm.
It's the Bronx tale shit to some degree. Like for $20, this person could be out of my life. Mm-hmm. If you just want to give me some money, I'll go up there. You get what you want out this situation. I'll get my peace of mind with some bread and get it moved the fuck away from you. Yeah, I get up on that stand and say I have no idea who the fuck shot me for a price.
For a price.
For free. I'm not 10 toes gangster guy whatsoever. I will snitch on a lot of you guys if you shoot at me. Yeah. But I'm just saying, in that situation.
Somebody you have a relationship with.
Yeah, and like you be like, yo, shit got fucking crazy. I don't know what the fuck was going on in my brain, this and that. If you get on that stand, tell me what you need. We never need to speak again. Give me your wire information. Yeah.
I don't know, man. One of the homies that shoot at me, we are having an argument, and one of the homies shoot at me. I don't know, man. It's tough because, again, I've never been in that situation, but it is tough to be like, nah, just give me some money and it's all good. Call it even Stevens. You can't even Stevens after a nigga shot at me.
Great show.
Don't yell even Stevens. Like,
what if we've been friends since even Stevens?
Yeah, but I could have not been here. I could have been dead like Fred. Nigga, like, you talking about even Stevens? No.
No, I'm adding more to it of which wasn't in their case, but like, let's say Rocky actually did shoot him. I don't think Rocky was trying to aim for his head. I think maybe a gun went off.
It don't matter.
Just think that's maybe what happened.
Yeah.
But I didn't hear what
prop gun went off.
You know. Yeah. Listen, I have a bad joke that I don't want to make.
Alec Baldwin knows.
Okay, all right. You beat me to it. I didn't hear the closing remarks, but like, what is the prosecution's or defense's theory? Like, is this a JFK multiple shooter thing? Like, who shot? If it was
Somebody
only Rocky,
shot.
if it was only Rocky with a fake gun, there had to be a gun and another person there.
Maybe
So-
he didn't get shot.
Maybe
Maybe he
didn't
faked
get-
it. Maybe he faked it.
Maybe he stepped on some glass.
But you took it. I didn't want to say it.
And we just seen Relly was on a boat the next day. Like I've never seen someone do that after being shot.
Doing Drake hands. He was on a boat the next day doing Drake hands. Fine, you ain't get shot.
He was doing the Tony Yayo like
Yeah.
this. I just seen Meg twerking in a pool. Thank God that was just a one bullet fragment. Because if they would have taken Meg's foot off, that would have been a bad thing for the whole world. You saw that recent video?
No, I didn't.
She looks great in that pool.
Some shit you shouldn't joke about. See?
Yeah,
They're not
see?
funny. They're not funny.
Get him, baby D.
Was not funny.
That you don't joke about that. They're not funny.
She's fine.
She's all right.
No, she was
It was a
in
grace.
a pool.
Yeah, it was foot grace.
Great form. I could see evenly balanced on both feet. It wasn't like she was favoring one side.
still able to give it to us. Still able to give it to us.
She looks amazing. She just released a tequila too.
Meg,
Yeah. Chicas divertidas.
say that again.
Chicas divertidas.
Chicas divertidas.
Yeah, Ma, what do you mean?
Okay, I'm drinking
Chicas diverted chicks. Diverted chicks. I don't know.
compromised women.
Fun
Yeah.
girls. And it translates to fun girls.
Oh, okay. Fun girls.
I'm glad I didn't say what I thought it meant, but I was correct. Thought it meant horse.
Chicas divertidas.
Yeah. It's coming in.
I'm here to
Blanco
support
and
and drink it,
Reposado.
but-
You gonna buy some for me?
Yeah, just that bottle. Like I'm not.
You said buy some from you?
Buy some for me. I'm
Oh, I
not the
thought
she's an
fucking.
ambassador.
I'm not the
I'm
Avon
about to-
lady.
I thought you. Yeah,
walking
I thought
around
you,
selling
I
fucking
thought you was
Mexican
going door to
tequila.
door with the chicas. I was about to be like, okay, baby, D, get your bread.
Nah, I would for Meg. I would do anything. I would do anything for Selena. I would do anything for Meg, but nah.
No, I'll definitely drink some, but that bottle, I don't know if that's like for me to be chilling in the club with.
Let me
we
see
can
the
pour it in
bottle.
our
That
glass.
bottle's fire
You know, it's fire for women for sure.
because it has a heart.
It's just that looks like a
Can we
girl's
scroll down?
Halloween
Can I see the
costume.
picture? Can I see the picture of the bottle? Can you scroll down? Oh, okay. Okay.
Nah, niggas about to be swinging them
Well,
around
what
their
if
head.
I'm on TikTok?
That's
flexing with
definitely
that?
for the ladies though.
If
I
Meg
bet
in the
not-
section, I'll hold
I
it.
bet not see none of you niggas with the chicas
No,
divertidas.
don't do that. Niggas buy it too. Y'all need to support
And don't
Meg
do that
too.
because his generation was going crazy with the Nouveau.
Oh,
Crazy.
for sure.
Y'all was going nuts with the Nouveau.
sure.
You got me
I was on MySpace like, yo,
never
these
drank-
guys 5-6 years older than me are
I
weird.
never drank Nouveau a day in my life.
Oh,
I always thought that shit looked like perfume. Never. Never drank Nouveau a day in
I'm
my
gonna take a
life.
shot of
Yeah,
the Nouveau,
never.
baby. Then you
Y'all was shutting down the
You
Kit
was
Kat
drinking
Club.
Incredible Hulk, so shut up, man. You
Well, I mean,
yeah, that bullshit.
Duh.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
hair on
fire.
his chest.
Hypnotic. Hypnotic was terrible too.
Yeah, that was.
We don't talk about you hypnotic niggas.
what was worse, Incredible Hulk or Thug's Passion?
I never drank any of that. So
What did you drink, Mr. No Fun Nigga? Damn.
I was drinking vodka. I was always a
Oh,
vodka
you-
drinker.
Ugh.
Yeah, I was drinking
You Ciroc
Belvedere,
boy?
Belvedere, Grey Goose. That's what I was drinking.
Alizé? You ain't drink no Alizé?
Nah.
What was Thug's
never
Passion? One part, what did Tupac say?
It was Alizé and Cristal.
Alizé and Cristal.
You never heard?
Mhm.
It's one of my favorite Pac songs. Thug's Passion. One part Alizé, one part Cristal.
Hell no, I'm not drinking. That shit sound like a headache.
That
like
shit
a
sound.
motherfucker.
Oh, stomach gonna be bubbling.
Yeah, nah, I'm not doing that.
I'm not blaming you, but even post you guys ruining the club scene and bottle light, you don't remember the Ace of Spades Douce mix like for that first 2 weeks?
Yeah,
I was doing that. I was one of those people.
Why?
Worst headache. Why are we putting cognac in champagne?
It was good though.
It tasted fine, but it was the dumbest decision that you could ever make.
Oh
in your
no,
entire
worst
life.
hangover of your life.
At 21, I felt like I was 40.
Well, I mean, hopefully Chicas Divertidas is an actual good tequila. It tastes good and it's not just, something
Listen.
that Meg is just putting her name on. Hopefully it's a good tequila.
I bought Terramana to support The Rock. I could buy fucking Chicas Divertidas.
Terramana?
To support The Rock. It's a tequila.
What's Terramana? What is that?
It's a tequila.
From where?
Mexico, nigga.
from
Where
the nation
tequila
of
come
rock.
No,
from?
but I mean like who puts it out?
The Rock.
Rock Nation?
Dwayne Johnson,
Oh.
nigga.
I didn't know he had tequila.
In your defense, I thought she was talking about Rock Nation. I said, I didn't know Jay-Z put out a
Yeah, that's
tequila.
what I was like, what? Like, what is that? The Rock has a tequila called what?
Terramana.
Terramana?
Mm-hmm.
What does the bottle look like on that? Is it
It's pretty simple.
Is it a little
It's
rock?
him.
It's a rock, like a literal rock.
No,
That'd be hard.
Nah, Terramana is like simple. You would never know what
Oh, I've seen that.
Oh, wait,
I've
this
seen
is
it.
the rocks?
Yeah.
Shit. Oh, yeah, I know this.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good tequila.
Yeah.
No, that stuff is really good. I don't know. That shit is so risky. Like, God bless the Meg and people that just launch liquor companies. Like, for every George Clooney, there's 10,000 celebrities that have lost all their money in
Oh,
liquor
absolutely.
Yeah.
business.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But celebrity tequila's been going off. Like Terramana's pretty successful. 818 by Kendall Jenner is pretty successful.
Yeah, I remember that had like a real moment.
Yeah.
They were
Casamigos.
going
Like
crazy in the Hamptons with the 818.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I remember when I was first working at Def Jam, 1800 tequila, like when you could pour like the little shot in the cap. They had every Jeezy album, anyone on the roster was just sponsored by 1800 tequila. They tried to make every rapper pump that shit up, sponsored every event. I mean, you could still get it, but that shit tanked pretty quickly when it comes to celebrities trying to do shit.
Really? 18? I wouldn't say 1800 tanked. 1800, as someone who used to bartend, 1800 was the kind of like this staple bottom shelf tequila. It was in
Okay.
every bar
All right, I
I've ever
stand
worked at.
corrected.
Yeah.
You know what tanked with like the best marketing shit ever? Avion tequila. When it was on Entourage, I thought like when I was in high school, it was like a myth.
Why are you saying it tanked though?
Avion tequila was on the biggest show on HBO period and then disappeared. Like that was the greatest marketing campaign I've ever seen.
Yeah,
And not
people
one
still drink
person
that.
bought a bottle.
Nah, people still drink that.
People still drink Avion.
Gigi used to promote it.
Yeah, Jeezy would take any tequila check that you could find.
I see it. I always thought it was Avion, but Avion makes
Avion, yeah, whatever.
I see it.
Let's see
in
what
bars,
let's see if Rory is wrong. Let's see what Avion did last year in sales.
Oh, I could be. Hey, I'll
I want
happily
to
be
see. I want
wrong.
to see what Rory's definition of tanking is.
Yo.
Let's see what Avion.
Fair, I'm yeah.
Let's see what they did last year in sales.
Is it it's still around?
Because I remember when I used to be like, yo, who
Yeah,
the
hell
fuck
yeah.
wears Echo Unlimited? Then nobody wearing that bullshit.
You
Get
can just
outta
walk
here.
outside and see that though.
No, you can't. Not in New York City, you can't. Nigga, you wearing Echo Unlimited in any of the 5 boroughs?
Yes, they were.
Man, cut it out.
I'm not
Who was
saying they
wearing-
were like
Not
the
the
waviest.
cool
was
guys,
wearing
not
Echo
the
Unlimited in
cool
Queens?
guys more, but people were wearing Echo.
With
Unlimited.
worst dressed borough, yes.
Exactly.
Mad Echo.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. You would laugh at them. So you would think that nobody wore that shit.
No.
Until I did my research, it was like, oh, these
Yo.
niggas is top 3 every year.
US Polo Assassin was a running joke for half of my life. They are still like the key store in every mall.
Yeah.
People wear US Polo Assassin. Doesn't mean like, I'm saying Avion just disappeared.
I really think it's U.S. Polo Association.
Nah, it's assassin.
But we used to say
We
we used to be like, nigga, you assassinated the polo horse? I can't believe you did that, yo.
Yeah, when
That
the
was-
U.S. Polo Association is.
Of course it's not. It doesn't even, does it exist?
Avion still exists.
Nah, man. Turtle retired.
So when I was in the process of becoming a bar manager about 6 months ago for an up and coming bar or whatever, and they were training us, and we were having all of these tequila like companies come in, and we were doing taste tests, and I've tried every Don Julio on the market, and I asked them, because I know sometimes when things pop kind of like in our culture, the higher ups might not notice.
Mhm.
And I asked them, I said, have you guys seen an increase in the sales of Don Julio Reposado? And they were like, yes. They said yes. They said this past 2 years have been crazy. They said we pay attention to all of that. She said, I know about the bottle on the head. I know about all that shit. And it was like some corporate white lady. And she was like, yeah, we know about all that shit. Like, I was like, oh, get off that Don Julio, act the Fulio.
I like Don Julio.
Me too.
I can't find anything about Avion tequila, so I think I'm correct with one of the greatest
Yeah,
marketing.
when Rory get on that computer and start Googling when we say he wrong.
No, because I'm actually curious. I was hoping I was wrong because I don't be knowing shit. I was just disappointed to see such an amazing. Maybe they were ahead of their time because at that point it was a vodka world. It wasn't really a tequila world when they were doing the Entourage thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they would have smoked that now.
Yeah. Speaking of smoke that, shout out to Hove and his team for smoking that 1-800 lawyer, Tony Busby.
And so ahead of his time. I beat them charges like Rocky. Yo, Hove is really the greatest I've
He the
ever.
Simpsons.
Man.
He's the greatest rapper of all time. How did he even
absolutely.
predict that?
Listen, man, he Hove. That's how.
He knew that he would beat the charges the same time as Rocky in 2003.
So Jay released a statement. Today is a victory. The frivolous fictitious and appalling allegations have been dismissed. This
Just go
civil
rap,
suit
Hove, man.
was
Stop.
without merit and never going anywhere. The
wants to
fictitious
rap so
tale
bad.
they created was laughable, if not for the seriousness of the claims. I would not wish this experience on anyone. The trauma that my wife, my children, loved ones, and I have endured can never be dismissed. This 1-800 lawyer gets to file a suit hiding behind Jane Doe, and when they quickly realize that the money grab is going to fail, they get to walk away with no repercussions. The system has failed. The court must protect victims, absolutely. Of course, while with the same ethical responsibility, the courts must protect the innocent from being accused without a shred of evidence. May the truth prevail for all victims and those falsely accused equally. I love that last line. May the truth prevail for all victims and those falsely accused equally. And then as in typical, we're going to call him Sean Carter. He's not Jay-Z right now. He's Sean Carter. In typical Sean Carter, great businessman fashion, a suit was filed against Tony Busby immediately after this was released. And yeah, man, I think that, anybody, and I'm gonna say something because I didn't even want to talk about this when it first happened, because obviously somebody that grew up so close to Jay and can absolutely, like I spoke about it, I can speak for his character. I knew that this was bullshit the moment it came out, but there were a lot of people online that have a platform, that have a voice, that seem to, try to drop hints at saying, oh, it's finally all coming out and all of this other dumb shit. And then now that this has been dismissed, not settled, this has been dismissed. Those same people are just, tweeting about other random shit and not coming out on their platforms and apologizing for even trying to give credence to some bullshit like this. People can absolutely be, black people, black men can absolutely be successful and reach heights and open doors and create opportunities for people without having some sinister past and some dark history that they always love to attach whenever people from our culture, people from our neighborhoods that look like me reach certain heights. They love to say it's because, somewhere along the way they did some nasty shit, or they traded in their morals and their integrity, and, they drink babies' blood and they fucking rape kids and all this other dumb shit that people try to attach to success when you're black. So I just want to say, hopefully those same people are somewhere fucking, just miserable and upset, and there's nothing you can do about it, because what Jay represents is somebody that put in the work, somebody that honed his skills in his craft, somebody that has an amazing business acumen, somebody that still has his morals intact, and somebody that doesn't have to do crazy, disgusting shit just for a check or just to reach some heights and get into some rooms that are deemed powerful and where all the successful people, congregate at. Jay has a certain just morals and manner about himself that exudes class, that exudes style, that exudes, integrity. And I think that, when people try to attack that, it's fucked up, because a lot of people work hard to keep their integrity and their morals intact. And no matter how hard, you try to keep your shit together, people celebrate at the first instance of that being smeared and being, destroyed. So, I'm glad that this was dismissed like I knew it would be. And I'm glad that they're also pursuing some type of, charges against this 1-800 lawyer, Tony Busby.
Yeah. And I mean, of course, there's plenty of cases that get dismissed in court that shouldn't be. But if you look at the evidence of this one, it should have been.
Yeah.
So to all the people that were so excited that Jay was being accused of this, are you not excited that somebody wasn't raped? That's what is always the weirdest shit to this. Don't you guys started caring about victims? Let's get Jay-Z under the jail. We care. We need to protect everyone.
Yeah.
Cool. And I'm with you. I think everyone that does that shit should be under the jail. We should protect victims.
Absolutely.
Now that this case, with all the evidence that we do have, can really clearly look at it and go, yeah, I actually agree with the court here. There's nothing here. Are you not like, oh, all right, well, thank God a woman wasn't raped.
Right.
Thank God a 13-year-old who wandered from Rochester to Manhattan wasn't raped at a VMA party where Jay-Z wasn't at.
Right.
Like, thank God that didn't happen.
Yeah. No, but it
Like,
never
what-
goes to that. It
what-
never goes to that, though. It goes to...
That's what
it goes
blows
to,
my
no,
mind.
he paid them off. You know, that's what he paid them off. He paid the lawyers off. He paid the judge off and all this other shit. Like, I promise you that's not how that works.
Because there's been cases where I've thought people were guilty of things that they ended up not being guilty of, and you got to sit there like, oh yeah, I mean, I thought they were guilty. Clearly they're not.
Right.
Thank God that didn't happen.
Right. Thankfully, nobody was assaulted and you know, nobody was, you know, harmed in this story. But again, like that last line reads, you know, we want justice for victims, but those falsely accused as well, equally should be justice for them. So
yeah,
to that 1-800-lawyer, good luck, because I can promise you, one thing you're going to learn about Jay is that when it comes to his name and his character, he's not going to just go away and just let that just disappear. Like, they're going to pursue all, you know, whatever they can to make sure that this lawyer probably loses his license.
And it's certain stuff like you just can't take back. And that was my thing with when all of this was going on. Blue Ivy's movie came out that week, and she had to go to a premiere with her mom and her dad, and that was the headline. Those were what her pictures were being used for. That, like, a moment like that, my daughter's first movie premiere, you can't redo that. Like, it doesn't just, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that just really was that really like pissed me off. And it's just, y'all, like, everybody's just worried about the wrong shit and trying so hard. You hate people with money so much. You hate people with money so much. And I get it. Being poor, being one of the 99% of people is not fucking fun. It's not. But hating rich people and wanting to see them go down for heinous shit is not like, it's not going to make you less poor.
Yeah,
and like make you less unhappy with your life.
It's not going to help with your insecurities.
It's not.
Well, I mean, most people that don't even try to do shit or take any risk or try to work hard just look at that as, oh, they only got that because they did some gay shit or they did some Illuminati shit. Like, there's no way somebody could be different than me and work really hard from square one. Like, I could see you being mad at kids that are children of billionaires and like, damn, you could have some resentment for that as a poor person. But somebody that is from the projects, we supposed to be mad at Hove because he has money?
Right.
Upset at that?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We can all celebrate each other's success, each other's wins.
Wouldn't that be a better story to know that person could come from the projects and actually just work really hard, be talented, focus on what he's doing, make the right choices, and be that way?
I'm from the projects and I didn't make it.
But
That's
shouldn't that person in the projects be like, all right, I'd rather believe that story is true than that the Illuminati just came to this guy in Marcy Projects and was like, we choose you.
Yeah, you're the chosen.
Sacrifice this child.
Yeah.
Be gay too.
Right.
Yeah, stab your uncle for us.
And we'll give you Can I Live?
Right.
Like, no, I think I'd rather go with, hey, this guy from my community worked really hard.
Yeah. He capitalized off his talent.
So that means I could try to do that.
Yeah, exactly. That's an example of I can make it out too, but that would be asking people of too much. So we'll just have to see where this goes, but I'm willing to bet that Tony Busby will lose his license to practice law.
And I think if he has a lawsuit being filed against him rather than him representing a Jane Doe, they may have to figure out what his real last name is.
You don't think it's Busby?
No.
Yeah. We're going to find out.
Oh, we definitely will.
We're going to find out everything about
it's
this
not
guy.
fucking Busby.
Yeah,
I can promise you that. I want to know. In that secret meeting.
Yeah.
But Busby.
Yeah. No.
That's your name. But yeah, shout out to that legal team. We have new music coming out.
New music coming out. St. John Festival season is here. If you're listening to this, I'm happy for Saint, man. Saint worked really hard on this project. Check out our episode of Festival Season with St. John, available now on YouTube.
Yes, great conversation. Saint finally came back outside. It's been a while.
Yeah, no, he was out. Saint was outside. He was just he was in a different outside.
Fashion outside.
He jumped deep into the the fashion world, fashion scene, which is something that he loves and he obviously incorporates in his music as well. So that takes time, that takes energy to kind of focus on that and to build that. But he has been working on this festival season, and this is just the first I guess capsule or installation of this festival season. He has a lot of music he's recorded. I've been fortunate enough to hear a lot of it. It's a lot of great shit that he's doing, great music. Music is a lot bigger this time around. Those that love Saint and from the beginning, that Saint is still there, but the music is a lot bigger now. And that's due to his experiences in traveling and just being inspired by different things, whether it's through fashion or just seeing the world. and he's incorporated that into this album. So festival season is available now. Download that, stream that. St. John is one of those artists that, you know, he really cares about his craft. He's very meticulous, pays attention to every detail. So this is a very, you know, it's attention to details, quality. It's quality music at a high level, and it's gonna be a lot of fun too, because it is a lot of high energy shit that you can really have fun to, and, you know, work out, party, day party, whatever you want to do. This is definitely a very infectious album, infectious sound. So shout out to St. John.
Yeah, I'm excited. The stuff I did here was great. I'm excited to listen to the full mastered project at midnight. Where are we at tonight? Is he in New York or is he in LA?
I'm not sure. I didn't speak to him. I'm not sure where he is. Wherever he's at, though, he's going to be having a ball tonight, because they worked hard on this. So shout out to the entire team. Shout out to Big. Shout out to Simone, everybody at Rock Nation on getting this out, getting this done. So yeah, it's festival season, man. Shout out to St. John.
For sure. I didn't see too much like singles or whatever. I think it's a lighter Friday, which I love for St. John, so he can get the focus that he deserves. Did see Don Toliver and Pharrell.
Toliver.
I know Don Toliver and Pharrell have worked in the past a little bit, but has it ever said featuring Pharrell?
I don't think so.
Apologies, I could be wrong.
I'm not sure. I don't ever remember seeing Don Toliver featuring Pharrell. I don't remember that, but I am happy that, you know, whatever they decided to do is called the title. Is it a single?
Yeah.
LV Bag?
With J-Hope.
Don Toliver is one of my favorite artists, man. So anytime we can get some Don music and, you know, anything that he's working on, I'm happy to hear it. And especially when you incorporate somebody like Pharrell, my mind is already going like, okay, what did they come up with? What did Pharrell's brain and Don Toliver's brain come up with? So yeah, I am excited to hear this joint.
Before we get to the second half of this episode, I do want to say, everyone subscribe to our Patreon.
Yes.
Please leave us some voicemails.
We're going to do something new with the voicemails too. I think when people start leaving great voicemails, I think we're going to start Zoom calling them.
I'm down.
Yeah, let's start Zoom calling them so we can see these faces and we have a real conversation on air with some of these people that leave some of these wild ass voicemails. Like, I want to start putting some faces to these voices. So
I love that idea.
Start leaving voicemails. If it's good, if it's dope, and we play it on air and we like it, check out. We will respond to you and send you a Zoom call link and set up a date and time where we would need you available to answer your goddamn phone, so we can Zoom you and talk some shit.
And to the people that like to remain anonymous, we can just do audio. I mean, your voice would have already been there on the voicemail already. So
I want to see faces.
Nah. If they want to be anonymous, that's fine. We could just have a conversation.
Fuck that.
Also, this is not a ploy for everyone that's trying to put out music that we are going to call you so you can rap.
Oh,
I just want to save Josh the headache of the amount of SoundCloud links that he's going to get now that Maul said we'll call you.
It might be some shit in there. It might be some joints in there.
Because you're so kind to everyone that sends music.
Yeah. I'm going to just let you know. If it's trash, I'm going to let you know. But if it's dope, I'll let you know that too. See?
But no, I love that idea. We can reach out to everyone, give them a time, and shoot that. Because I think that would be great.
I think that'd be fun.
Did we make any headway with the nurse?
No, that's on me.
Okay.
The nurse. Okay, gotcha.
Damn, why you forgot about your date for real?
I don't know that lady.
It's your soulmate.
I don't even know who that is.
You don't even got a soul.
Who, me? I got a soul.
Where's that?
Right here. Soul in my sneakers.
You think you've met your soulmate?
Do I think I met my soulmate?
That's a yes. The fact that you paused like that and then repeated the question, you don't ever do that.
No, because I have to think about it. You know how many women I met in my life, Rory?
Yeah,
I feel like you would remember if you know,
if you met your
soulmate or not.
Yeah, but I may have met I could have like 4 soulmates.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah. I'm
This
not like
nigga's
Baby
a
D. Like, I don't have my my girl in the kitchen and then go in the other room. I talk to my souls right there. I put my souls in the same circle.
Yeah. It's personality disorder.
Yeah, exactly. You got to. Let the souls collide.
Rory, you think you met your soulmate?
I would hope so. He got a kid. He created life.
Amara's my soulmate.
Exactly.
Oh, you one of them niggas that's gonna make your daughter your Valentine every year too, huh?
First of all, I'm teaching my daughter what should happen on Valentine's Day for her, and she should never settle for a man that does less.
That's for niggas that don't want to spend Valentine's Day with no girl. So they be like, oh, I'm with my daughter. I'm not dating no more niggas with daughters. Every nigga with daughters, every Valentine's Day, I'm like, oh, you got a date? Nah, I'm just gonna hang out with, my baby, my Valentine. I know you niggas, man.
Well, all right,
why you hating on the man and his daughter?
And first of all, I'm not one of the IG dads. I would have spent that Friday with my daughter anyways.
Yeah,
Every
exactly.
day is
Every
Valentine's. It
Friday
just
is
happened
you.
to be.
Every Friday is daddy daughter day.
Yeah.
Like, come on, they can't do that to you. It's not your fault for
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
But you don't think you should like celebrate your daughters on Valentine's Day?
You definitely should.
My grandmother,
Every
my
day.
mother, like
Every
it's-
day.
Valentine's Day isn't like
Every
a dun thing.
No,
Like it's not always sexual. Sometimes you can just
every day.
appreciate your loved ones.
Every day you should appreciate you.
I don't know if I've met my soulmate, to be honest. Hopefully.
Hopefully it's okay.
You met your soulmate, baby?
No, I've never. No,
Yes, you did.
no, I haven't.
You got JPay on your phone. You definitely met your
Stop
soulmate.
playing,
Oh,
bro.
you
I
met your
don't-
cellmate. I'm sorry. I got it mixed up.
She's trying to go to Cell Block 1. Dun, 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 dun.
Then Baby D got a weird case. Why is she around?
Never. Don't
doesn't
even
have
say
a
no
weird
shit like
case.
that on no podcast. I don't even play no shit like that. But no, I haven't met my soulmate yet. I'm still looking though. If Peach keep making clips the way that Peach makes clips, I'm gonna be single for the rest of my fucking life.
No, you ain't.
Peach clips me up and makes
The
me.
soul will
You
always
gonna meet
go
the nigga
past
that's gonna be like,
IG.
yo, Baby D, I wouldn't even care if you went in the other room and took a call for real, yo. Them niggas tripping. You know, it's always a head ass nigga out there like that. Baby D, I don't even know why they mad at you in the other room for real.
It's,
like,
it's the pick me, they insecure.
yeah, yo, they just you know like projecting their
Don't call them,
insecurities
there
on
were a
you.
couple people like that. Don't call them head ass. But what Peach will do
Niggas
is
is
Peach,
head ass niggas.
Peach will take the wildest shit I've ever said, clip it, and won't provide no context. Like,
No, we don't need no
but
context.
only with me. He only does that shit with me.
That's not true. He does it to you, but to say he doesn't do that to us is insane.
I feel like he do it to me the most.
Nah, he definitely do it to all of us. Definitely.
We're not allowed in California because the way he clips them all up.
No
Not allowed
more.
in
But
California.
he could have clipped any part of that conversation. He could
still would've been the same?
It would have still been the same. There was niggas putting out 20-minute clips of Maul. All context.
I'm scared to
was
run
there.
into Chris Brown because of Peach.
Oh yeah, that was definitely Peach.
Yeah.
That was definitely Peach. Peach be black and OD.
Well, we do have a special guest joining us today.
Mm-hmm.
Very talented, very funny brother, and definitely one of my favorite people that I get to watch on television. For years, I've been following his comedy. So we are being joined by a very funny, very special guest. So let's get to it.
Yeah.
No worry now.
All right, Rory, today we are joined by a very, very funny and special guest, comedian, actor, writer. His new show, Have I Got News For You, is now in its second season on CNN. And his comedy special, Lonely Flowers, is out on Hulu now. Former one of our former favorites on The Daily Show as well.
Absolutely.
Had a great...
You watch The Daily Show?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Depends on- when this gentleman's on there, I loved his roast of former President Joe Biden that he gave us a few years ago. That was some classic shit.
You started watching The Daily Show when they started shitting on Democrats.
Exactly.
Like that took 20 years.
Yeah,
but
get them demon rats out of here. Today
it took a long time. Listen, I love that that Jon Stewart tries to be in the middle now. I appreciate it. But yeah, you started tuning in when they started to be critical of Democratic
Come on
presidents.
over on this side.
Because I would assume you thought the Daily Show was funded by the Pentagon to get the...
I mean, it probably is, but so what? So is
for the
everything.
Clintons or something.
Yeah, it's all good. But today we are joined by a very, very special guest, our guy, Mr. Roy Wood Jr. How you doing, my brother?
Respect. I appreciate this. This is my transition in the right-wing culture.
Exactly.
That's how it
Welcome, man.
starts.
Welcome. How you feeling?
Man, I appreciate y'all for having me on, man. I also want to show love to y'all for having comedians on a regular basis, man. Y'all had my partner Felipe Esparza.
Yo,
on
listen,
here.
he is Felipe is different, bro.
That's a
I haven't
wild
laughed.
boy.
I was trying to hold it in. I hadn't laughed that hard in a very long time.
I'll tell you a funny thing, follow up on one of his stories he told y'all about the last comic standing joint where he won the money.
Okay, yeah,
He won
yeah.
a $250,000 from NBC for the contest.
Yeah.
I was in third.
Uh-huh.
I was there the night he won.
Okay.
We went on tour the next day. The top 5 comedians from that show went on tour. So imagine losing a grip and then you
gotta
on
go
a
on the
bus
road.
with the nigga you lost to.
Yeah.
And y'all comedians, so it's funny already.
And we supposed to be like mad. We supposed to like,
Yeah.
you won.
that's
I'm better than you.
This material.
But then you find out that the nigga lost the money to child support and you're like, man.
It was never his money to begin with. You got to go ask her for that money.
And he was the only one on the bus with a kid.
Yeah.
So
Oh
at the
my
time, so it's
God.
like, yo, this makes sense. This
Yeah.
what we on tour, we making money.
Yeah.
No beef aside, but
Yeah.
that was
It would have been funny if like he tried to shave points or something and make someone else win. Like, yo, You'll get first place.
Yeah.
Then you'll just give me the money. I'll break you off with
He
something.
probably could have, bro. That was like 2010. So you could have just got a phone bank. You got to connect in Hong
Yeah,
Kong.
he could have found a loophole for
You
sure.
seen them pictures where the niggas have like 40 phones up and they just
Move it around. Move that money around. Yeah.
call the number. Vote for Felipe.
Who else was in that 5 in 2010?
It was me, my man Tommy John again, this cat Mike Kaplan, and RIP to New York great Mike DiStefano. He was with us too.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That was the season Craig Robinson hosted. Felipe though, man, Felipe just showed me how you can just move. Like, I don't know if y'all like, so I grew up in the South. I didn't meet my first Latino till the 7th grade. Like the idea of multicultural, all that shit.
Yeah.
Birmingham proper is black. The city is 75% black. So I didn't get to see how Mexicans move. Like I don't. So being around Felipe was the first time I was like day in, day out for like 90 cities, just move without a care in the world.
Yeah.
Nothing is that important. It's important, but it's not important.
Right.
This motherfucker Felipe Esparza, bro, he went to the airport one morning smelling like weed.
Yeah.
And he just goes, I don't have my license. And you know, as a black man, you don't leave the house without.
Yeah.
I don't know how you move, but I move.
Yeah.
I keep
Everything
paperwork.
on me. Yeah.
They
on
know
me.
And I'm
my
not
face.
going to the airport smelling like weed.
And I'm not. I'm not.
I'm not doing that.
And I go, well, what are you gonna do? And he's like,
Fuck it.
I'll figure it out. Nigga, we're going 4 cities in 4 days. You're gonna need identification every single day on the plane, bro.
Yeah, nah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Hey, man. It's what it is. Felipe Esparza, God is my witness, smelling like weed, walked up to TSA and presented his marijuana card as proof of identification. And them motherfuckers said, cool, enjoy your flight. And that's why I know, like, most Latinos ain't worried about all this deportation stuff.
They don't
I was
care
about to
about
say,
that shit, man.
I don't want to give you. Maybe Trump did have a point. They're letting anyone on a plane
they don't care
with a
about-
fucking
They
weed.
don't care about
You know what?
that shit, man.
They were right about that.
I've been in the airport with no ID, and it is a game of 90
As a black
questions.
man, it's one of the scariest feelings in your life. When you
I don't care how many credit cards you got with your name. It don't matter.
You
I
ain't
don't
got
care
that
what
ID?
you Google. It don't matter. My man walked up smelling like Cheech and Chong
don't care.
with the weed card.
Yeah.
And this is when weed was still like,
Yeah, it was still frowned
2010.
upon a little bit. Yeah.
So it ain't like now.
Yeah.
So, you know, that boy taught me how to just move through the world without stressing about every damn thing,
Yeah.
man.
Well, if you don't register for any type of ID, maybe they can't find you for child support. Maybe that was really what his thinking was at that point. Like,
At that
if I
point,
go
he
get a
chalked it up.
passport or a license, I will be in the system.
Yeah.
And they can find me.
Now, Roy,
Yeah.
you started out opening up for one of my favorite comedians that I don't think gets talked about in the culture enough, Tommy Davidson.
Multifaceted, man.
Yeah, I mean, Tommy Davidson to me is a legend. But it's another guy that I don't think we talk about enough that I loved growing up, Robert Townsend. I don't think Robert Townsend gets talked about enough when you talk about comedy, comedic writing, film, Hollywood Shuffle, one of the greatest to me movies or sketch comedy, whatever you want to call it. I remember having to sneak to watch that growing up. Have you ever worked with guys like Robert?
Directed Raw. Eddie Murphy.
Right.
Like,
we don't talk about
and
him.
has writing credits on it, I believe.
Here is, to me, one of the most unsung things about Robert Townsend, you know, filmmaker, stand-up,
Yeah.
just a guy who has just been a supporter of the business, him and his relationship with the Wayans and all of that. I remember 03, 04, y'all can Google the stats to check it. Everybody talked about BET, and they were like, "Oh, why BET the only thing that's out there? You ain't got to do. Why BET the only?" Robert Townsend put 10 toes down, put his money up, and tried to start something called the Black Family Channel, and it was good, clean, Black family-oriented content. My man started a network from the ground up. Then, at the time, pre-Def Jam, there was a stand-up show called Partners in Crime. And Partners in Crime was essentially traditional Black showcase show, 3-4 comics in a half hour. he brought back Partners in Crime and created a new platform for Black comedians to be on and broke bread with folks. And the channel never came to fruition the way that he wanted it to, but I'd be damned if everybody didn't get their bread. I'd be damned if everybody didn't get paid. I'd be damned if Robert Townsend didn't attempt to create a platform for other creators to come in and pour themselves into, man. It was ahead of its time. And I would imagine if he did it now, 20 years later, you run it as a YouTube channel and you flip it that way and then grow it up into
it's
something.
different now.
It's different now. But at the time, he's going up against Paramount and NBC and behemoths trying to start a whole network. Like he trying to Byron Allen the shit without and didn't have as deep of a bankroll as Byron Allen did at the time. So that was my first real interaction with him, was auditioning for Partners in Crime, getting an audition, and being invited back to tape a television show, man. Like that was like a television credit in 03.
Yeah. Major.
That was gold.
Major.
That was gold. Like whatever you think a TikTok or IG channel is worth to you now, that's what a single appearance on television was worth. You get booked everywhere you wanted to go after that. And so he continues to give back to the culture that made him. And he's never stopped that. And I think he's definitely one of the most unsung people, one of the most unsung architects
without a doubt
of Black culture in the 20th and 21st century.
The network would have worked if the CIA didn't give Tyler Perry all that money. Got him the fuck out of here.
Is that where you think you got it from?
100%.
I mean, makes sense.
You don't think Tyler Perry's an agent?
Nah, because we seen Tyler Perry. We seen his rise. We seen it when they went from on Broadway, live shows.
Tyler Perry. So I used to do mornings in Birmingham, early 2000s. Tyler Perry come through with them live plays, man.
Yeah.
He was sleeping in the car. Tyler Perry be in the radio station smelling unbathed.
Yeah, unbathed. Like that.
Oh, I'm not saying he didn't put.
I say that with respect to Tyler Perry.
I didn't say he didn't put in 1,000 hours or hustle. I'm saying that the CIA respected his hustle and saw him as a valuable asset.
They co-opted him later on.
He's sleeping. He's working.
All right, Roy. So 4547's back in office.
Okay.
And I saw, you have a classic roast of President Joe Biden. How did you feel, first of all, during the election? Like, where were your thoughts on everything? You being on CNN, you had to do a lot of talking on discussions about the whole election and everything.
I thought it was closer than I thought the election was closer than what everybody made it out to be. Like everybody act like this was like a 4-game sweep.
It felt that way.
It looked that way. It did. Did you see the electoral votes?
Kamala Trump was. That didn't feel like a 4-2-6 game series to you?
No,
nah.
I think it felt like 4-1. It looked good early. It looked good early. It was okay.
1-1, and then he just ran the table.
And then it was like 20 minutes in, you could just see the correspondence was like,
Remember in 01 when the Sixers beat the Lakers in game 1 of the finals?
Yes.
And they had swept every team.
Over Lou.
It was like, oh shit, this is for real. And then it was a sweep after that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It was a gentleman's sweep.
I think that the nation spoke, man.
Yeah.
It's a clean win. He landed all the blows. I think that the Democrats need to figure out how to connect with folks. And I think that when you get into the minutia of identity politics, you're dividing a lot of people. So Democrats got to figure out how to appeal to the masses without losing the people that they built their base on.
Right.
And I think that's the fear right now. If you're a Democrat right now, you cannot legitimately say, all right, fuck all that, what we was talking about. Let's just talk about America as a whole. You can't do that because then you're going to lose your base. And the people that you're trying to steal from Trump's side, will they trust you?
Right.
I don't know, man. I do think that for midterms and for 28, it's got to be a new face in there. I don't think it can be an old face that challenges for the throne.
No, I think it has to be new. I would like to see a little bit of younger, having younger options, younger voices, younger ideas running for presidency.
Yeah, I mean, they talk about Newsom, and I think the Republicans respect that too, because that's why they already popping shots at him after the fires and the tricky shit with the water. Like, that's the stuff that Trump got to stop doing at some point, because that's when it started looking, all right, man, you're looking stupid. You're talking about you turned the water on. Yeah. You didn't turn the fucking water.
He did.
It was water.
He went right there.
He went to the ocean. That's what he was.
Fire stopped. I turned on the water.
Look at that.
It was like when he was going to nuke the hurricane.
Yeah. And so it's like, do you look at a Trump supporter, they'd be like, yeah, he turned the water on. They'd be like, I thought I could talk to you, Unc. Now I gotta leave Thanksgiving.
This is pretty much every post episode when Maul starts smoking, that conversation right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nah, man, he went over, he turned the hose.
Yeah, he turned the hose
It's-
on.
You know the hose in Hollywood? He just did that.
I just hope, this is my hope for democracy,
Uh-huh.
is that we can get back to a place where we have conversations based on policy and logic.
Right.
That's it.
Got you.
Start there.
You're a dreamer.
That's it. Because when you start looking at him talking about Gulf of America and you start talking about, I renamed the fort Freedom Fort Bragg. I named it back to Fort Bragg, and then Mount McKinley. And you're using that to justify voting for the man.
Yeah.
It's like if he'd have ran on that goofy shit,
Yeah.
you'd have been like, "What? Where the fuck are the policies, bro?"
Yeah.
If Trump had ran on renaming water, would you have been able to squarely look me in the face and go, "Yes, he is the guy"?
I think a large majority of the country would still do
Oh
that.
my God.
No, I think he's less of the problem. It's the people he's speaking to that are the real issue. Because yes, I think out of a lot of the bullshit, like distraction issues that they always put with us, whether it be fucking transgender bathrooms, whatever, that is what a lot of the country, because America is dumb overall, we get passionate about stupid shit. So yeah, I can see half of the country going, you know what?
Yeah.
Why is it the Gulf of Mexico?
But see, I was talking about that to one of my partners. I was like, the thing that the Democrats, like, they still have not admitted, hey, we fumbled, we fucked up the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at least in sports, when you lose, you immediately post game. Yeah, nigga, they beat us.
Yeah.
Dude, we should have been better.
Mm-hmm.
Democrats, the day after the election, there was emails soliciting for money.
Mm-hmm.
Can we count on you to support the fight? Motherfucker, what just happened?
Yeah. It was like when
Talk to me about the fucking game we just lost. No, we just want to look forward and go forward, and we need
We
money.
need that money. Yeah.
And that's not cool. But this is who we have in office. So you got to figure out a way to get stuff done. You got to figure out a way to get shit passed. It can't be Democrats filibustering the whole time and icing everything, because nothing's going to get done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have Trump celebrating Black History Month this month. And you were talking about some of the people that were there. Kodak Black being one of your favorite people that's there. You said you wish you was there to ask Kodak
I wish
Black.
I could interview Kodak Black.
Yeah.
I wish I could ask Kodak Black any question about Black history. Just
I got a feeling Kodak could fuck you up and might know something.
yeah.
He might throw you off. You'll be surprised, like, oh shit, okay. He knows something.
I'm sure he does. I'm not saying he's a dumb motherfucker. I'm just saying that if I was casting the list of people who I would have thought
Yeah.
would have been at the Black History Month celebration.
Yeah. But Trump pardoned him. So I think that it's part of
Okay,
that.
well then just pardon me. Why you got to parade me around like a fucking
part of the deal.
stripper you got at the club?
That's part of the paperwork.
No.
You
That's
see
work release.
You see Rocky didn't go and he got arrested again.
Kodak is on work release right now. This is part of his work release program.
That's what's fucked up about getting pardoned by Trump. You got boy. Get over there, boy.
Yeah.
Stand next to the president. You like your pardon, don't you?
Shit, anything other beats 15 years in prison.
Go over there, stand next to Kwame Kilpatrick real quick. Like,
You think Kodak knows who that is?
No, he probably think Kwame Kilpatrick Suge Knight.
Damn, he pardoned Suge too.
If not, he gonna.
Well,
He's saving it for later. Who else there?
Sage Steele
Okay,
from ESPN.
that makes sense.
Jack Brewer, Kodak Black. Lil Boosie is there. I think Lil Boosie is.
Oh,
He's
give
trying
him the
to.
microphone, please.
I think Lil Boosie is because he's been on Instagram. He's been trying to get a pardon from Trump. So he's been on Instagram.
I thought it was funny that he added Trump on Twitter, like adding someone
Boosie, wow.
and explaining the case.
He's
like,
trying to get that. He's trying to get that
Boosie
pardon.
be adding Zuckerberg on a regular basis. Come on, Zuckerberg, give me my Instagram back. I was just showing titties one time. You remember during COVID?
Yeah.
Boosie kept losing his Instagram.
Yeah, fuck that. He was trying to entertain the people. But is so now is this celebration, is this being televised? I don't know. We're recording right now. I don't know if this is being. What is actually the celebration? What are
I'm
they doing?
sure it's some plaque and
like a dinner?
somebody at a podium and just going that it's important that we remember.
Are they wearing
black.
kente cloth? Like remember during COVID, everybody had on kente
Oh,
cloth
no, they ain't gonna wear no kente.
and got on one knee
Sage Steele ain't
to
gonna
show
wear
that they
no.
was all with us and with our struggle of our people.
That didn't,
I
that didn't
felt
move
seen.
you as a brother to see Nancy Pelosi on one knee.
No,
going, I'm
I
sorry,
felt
nigga.
so.
My bad. Everything.
I thought it was very entertaining to see Nancy Pelosi get on one knee because I wanted to see her get up from that one knee because it's easy to get down on one knee. me. It's hard getting back up being an old lady like that.
I just want to know, like, in their version of the green room, like, did someone come in with a plastic bag and just start handing that shit out?
Of course.
I want to
You
know
gotta
how.
go. They got that with their credentials.
Did they get sizing for the
Yeah.
hats? Like,
They
I
got
really
that.
want to know. Did they steam them? Was there a
Yeah.
stylist there?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think it's still dope if in his own way Trump is recognizing Black History Month.
Yeah.
I think it's still
I thought it was dope that because, I mean, as far as I can remember from presidents, I'd never seen a president at their inauguration or when they won the election single out Black and Latino voters and thank them. I've never seen that from any president. So I thought that
Yeah.
was something different. I've never seen them thank Black and Latino voters for voting for them. I've never seen that.
I think Trump knows that he still has a lot to gain by appeasing and still picking off from the Democrats' voting base.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which, if he's readying up for his third reelection, which I think he's going to do,
Absolutely.
then he's got to start picking off some of that and keeping goodwill between then and now. Because if you're the average voter that's not informed on a more granular level,
Mhm.
you're just going to see that Trump did something for Black History Month. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You don't really care about the politics of Boosie or Sage or, whoever. Like,
Mhm.
you don't care if those people can speak to political issues or whatnot.
Right.
You just see that the president did something for you, as far as you can say. It's no different than the COVID checks. That felt like, well, you gave me $1,000, sir. Cool.
Yeah.
You got my vote.
Yeah.
So I think in terms of just at least at a base bare level minimum, recognizing Black history, thank you. Now, if you could all do us a favor, big dog, and let us keep the Black history in the textbooks that you're letting them ban because you're looking like a hypocrite.
Right. Yeah.
If the Black history is history, then we don't even get into DEI and all that. We can argue that later.
Yeah.
But just if all these Black people that you say is great and we should remember the history,
Keep them in the books.
keep it in the books, dog.
I feel you. All right,
We
Dave.
don't want to offend young white kids that may get bullied because of it.
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't feel seen. I'm sorry, my
I
brother.
was bullied in school after history class.
It was you.
You did this to me, white boy.
Before we get to Chappelle and NBC, I did want to ask before we got off the Trump thing. Both sides, especially in the last 4 years, have been accused in media of getting marching orders. I think CNN, NBC, all that is very liberal bias, and it goes without saying that Fox News is biased with the Republicans. Being on The Daily Show and CNN, in those writers' rooms or pre-production, have you ever experienced marching orders or things that you can and cannot say?
No, not necessarily marching orders, but I mean, it's always stuff that you got to figure out the best way to juggle it. Like, we came back on air before I quit. So this timeline matters for what I'm trying to say. Seems convoluted. So the writer strike happens 23, summer of 23. We come back the week after October 7th happened with everything with Israel and Gaza. And so the week before we came back, and we know we're coming back to air, emails are starting to fly and pictures are starting to fly. Now, concurrently, I'm having contract negotiations to decide whether or not I'm even coming back at all.
Okay.
But at the time, I'm still on the email threads and the writers' threads, and the conversation is about how do we want to approach this? What's the best way? Because there's no humor in the death. And I mean, generally speaking, with The Daily Show, if it's a tragedy, the jokes are either in the causation or the solution. And whoever's obstructing whose fault is it that it happened or whose fault is it that it ain't fixed?
Right.
Those are your jokes. You don't talk about the pain in the middle, right? And so there was never mandates from Viacom International that go, you can only and do not ever and only this. So no. And then I quit. I made the decision to leave the show before we came back from the writer's strike, and then I got locked out all the emails. I ain't see shit else. The only thing I will say to CNN, one thing that I have found interesting that's a little different is that in certain shows, there may be a certain topic that another show is going to go in deeper on. So they may stack the order. Like if you got Abby Phillip at 10, and then you got Laura Coates at 11, and then I go on Abby, and it's roundtable. Laura's more one-on-one.
Yeah.
I can go on Abby, I can go, yo, do you mind if we talk about Pop 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 tonight? Well, we can touch on it a little bit, but Laura's going to be doing a deeper dive on that, so we're not going to go as deep as you may want to go on that. All right, cool. I respect that because you don't want to take the fire from Laura Coates.
Yeah,
Laura wants to really go in on it, and it's the same game with Caitlin Collins, who comes on before Abby. So there seems to be a little bit of how we pepper the topics because what you also don't want is all of CNN primetime talking about the same shit.
Right.
So you got to kind of mix it up a little bit like that. But our show, if I'm speaking specifically to Saturday nights, we get to do whatever we want, bro. Like, we're a British remake of a show that's been on 30 years. So we baptized in the legacy of a show that's already worked.
Yeah.
Saturday nights, it's supposed to be comedic. It's supposed to be weird. It's supposed to be edgy.
Yeah.
We've made some really weird jokes. I haven't watched last week's edit yet, but there was a Nazi salute joke in there that I know wouldn't have worked on Caitlin Collins or Abby Phillip.
Hear how Abby talks off mic.
So we get to take it there a little bit, but I've never been checked by anybody on anything as of yet. I think what you all are talking to, and I get what you all are saying, because I feel like the issue has been with a lot of liberal media is figuring out how to address something that the right agrees with without pissing off their base in the same hand. And I don't think it's possible to do that. You just gotta, motherfuckers just gotta be mad.
Yeah.
We had on Tennessee Republican Tim Burchett. That boy, whatever Mitch McConnell vote yes on, Tim Burchett vote yes 2 times. Straight DMs. How could you have him on? Why would you give audience to that? And that.
Why not?
Hey, big dog, the next 4 years, they got the ball.
Yeah.
So if we're going to have conversations around policy and use humor as an entry point to why they think the way they think, got to have them on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's like outside looking in, even with like Fox, with the Luigi thing, for example.
Yeah.
I was very curious how that was going to be pivoted in mainstream media because now the new Republican base is supposed to be anti-establishment, anti-government, anti-healthcare and all that type of shit. So I was like, oh, Fox is in a pickle. This is going to be weird because they may offend some of their base. And it felt like they got a mass email to every single pundit that said, hey, we don't agree with killing CEOs. It'll put us in jeopardy. You all hate this. And then it was just the same talking point for the entire day. And I guess as viewers, that's how it looks across the board with media now. That everyone just gets an email, this is our view today, and we're all just gonna talk about it in a different way. This is what you have to stay on and then make it your own. It's like when we do ad reads. Here's what you have to say, make it your own.
Yeah, Casper mattress, the best mattress. I love the mattress. No, I've never gotten an email like that. Like, Comedy Central is weird though, because Daily Show was always seen as like the weird, like that single wide trailer outside the school that didn't really follow the rules of what was happening in the building. I can't speak on what's happening over there now, but I know ain't nobody ever told Jon Stewart what he gonna talk about. And I mean, first day back, he called Joe Biden old.
Right.
I guarantee you wasn't no email going out, please call Joe Biden old.
Right.
No,
You know what I'm
please
saying?
call him youthful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the healthiest he's ever been.
So it's like, even if you take a shot at a Democrat and you watch these shows, the audience will moan. And they'll get, You know, I think the one line they've drawn, or at least what I've felt on a lot of shows, is if the crowd applauds Luigi, like the shit that happened at SNL where they mentioned Luigi and the audience applauded and cheered for Luigi, right?
Was that with Burr's monologue?
No, it wasn't. It was Weekend Update.
Okay,
it was
Weekend
Jost and Che. They I don't remember what the story was, but they mentioned Luigi, and just off the picture, the crowd, and everybody was like, "Oh, the liberals, you're fucking exciting. You're getting them horny for murder."
Yeah, horny for murder.
You can't lean into that, but I think you can legitimately say that, hey, the dude did something that a lot of people didn't agree with, but what motivated him was something far sinister that needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
And it's a way to say both of those things without just going, oh, murder bad, therefore let's not talk about any of it at all.
Yeah.
As far as I know on our show, we've been able to sneak in those those points.
Yeah, I asked because Chappelle said that he was censored by SNL with his latest monologue about trans issues in Gaza. And sorry to our listeners, I'm repeating myself again, but I do want some of my fucking flowers. I've been complaining that the only Chappelle monologue that ever got taken down in his history of SNL, no monologue's been taken down. He talked about the Jews when Kanye West did that whole shit, and it's the only one you can't find.
Yeah.
And to me, that's insane because there's monologues about molesting children that are up there now with millions of views. So
Really, the most recent Chappelle or the one from a year ago?
year ago, it was when Kanye did like Drink Champs and all that shit.
Yeah.
That Chappelle went up there, said a few things. I think the one line was, if they're Italian, it's a mob. They're black, it's a gang. If they're Jewish, it's just a coincidence and we should never talk about it.
And that was the closing line. Yeah.
Pulled the whole thing. It's a brilliant monologue. It's one of my favorite Chappelle ones and it's gone. So this doesn't shock me that Chappelle said this past week when he went on that he couldn't talk about trans issues or Gaza, which I mean, cool. He's ran the trans thing to the fucking ground. So just from a comedic level, I don't really care if he talks about that or not. But limiting Chappelle to not talk about Gaza at that time on a platform like SNL that's crazy.
What I would have loved to have heard is what he would have said or done. You know, I've seen the actor Chappelle is touring, at least the material of the last, let's just say 4 or 5 months, right? Just from the top of 2025. And he's got some stuff in there about Gaza, but I didn't see all of that in SNL. So I don't know what he told him for the next hour or whatever.
Yeah.
But he mentioned Gaza
at the end. He said,
but it was more of a plea to Trump about doing the right thing.
Yeah, it was just one line at the end. Pray for.
Like we're gonna pray for people that's being, lost their homes through the fires and things like that. Do we have to pray for people in Gaza as well?
Yeah, regardless of how you lost your home, you lost your home.
So I mean, I don't know. I find that a little odd because I mean, if Lauren Michaels, who is a legend but is also supposed to be more on the liberal, non-censoring side, it's still NBC at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's all censorship.
But he's supposed to be that liberal comedian that always pushed the boundaries, which made SNL, when it was taboo to say certain things on TV, he allowed it. So we're stopping now because of the Jews? Like that's where we draw the line on everything?
It might be for him, depending on where the money comes from.
Yeah.
I think
but that doesn't, we've seen Dave walk away from more money than most people probably would ever walk away from. So when you say that, it confuses me because it's like, but we've seen Dave stand on things that he believes in, walk away from a lot of money and still be able to come back and still be as successful, one of the greatest ever. So now for NBC to have him on SNL again and then try to censor somebody like Dave Chappelle doesn't really make sense to me because it's like, well, we know who Dave is and you know what he stands for. But like you said, where's the money coming from? I don't. Is it just about the money, you think? Because we've seen Dave completely not give a fuck about money.
Absolutely. So then I think Dave still saw it as a value judgment. All right, you don't want me to talk about that. Well, I can talk a little bit more about this, and maybe this appearance still makes sense for me. It's still an opportunity to get some reach. And then I'll just out you on the backside. And then knowing Dave, he's going to take the whole experience and just put it on stage and it'll be on Netflix in a couple months.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, I think this may be the one time where I don't actually think it's about money. It's about that community. Because I think there is, unfortunately, a lot of money in being pro-Palestine and talking about that on a network. I think there's plenty of advertisers that would want to get behind that message because they would deem it to be the cool message. This is a community thing to me.
Okay.
This isn't losing money. This is, hey, I'm part of this community and this community doesn't play that type of shit.
Okay, so then that means that this community doesn't play this type of shit. Then that means that if you let somebody on your show to do something that I don't agree with, then what's the cost? And then you have to ask yourself, if you're Lauren Michaels, are you willing to pay the cost for letting someone come on your show and do something that pushes back against people that have supported you?
Yeah.
And so that's why I feel like this idea of freedom of speech, man, it's very loose. You know, it's very gelatinous, and we try to act like freedom of speech is this concrete thing that we're all entitled to, and that you will get it no matter what. I don't care where you go, who you work for. If you say some shit, eventually you will come to a line where someone goes, "We don't fuck with that."
Right.
Like it's been cats that's been banned. I know cats that got kicked off Twitter, then went to YouTube, then went to Patreon. And then went to their, there's another one.
OnlyFans?
No, it's not OnlyFans. This is before.
Getting banned from OnlyFans would be crazy. Ban Lily Phillips. We'll get to that later.
I bet you OnlyFans has a line too. Where they go, all right, you can't do that over here.
They have a line if they got caught. If someone brought attention to some wild shit on their platform, then they'd be like,
of course.
Of course. We don't subscribe to this.
You know, I don't know. I'm not surprised that a network told a performer, please don't do something that could start a bunch of shit with people that could be bad for our bread.
Mhm.
I'm not shocked that happened. Dave choosing to still go along with it, to me, is strategic. I don't think it's him just laying down and allowing himself to be told what to do or whatever. But
I think that the thing that comedians have is y'all have this ability to push the line and say things, and you get to you know, the LOL button, we call it. Like, people laugh at it. But you have the great ones have a way of saying things and having the truth to it and still making people laugh, which is something I think Dave Chappelle does well, Chris Rock does well, even you done very well throughout your career. Is that something that, because quick story, I was at a restaurant over here, and at a bar, sat down, Chris Rock was sitting there, and he was writing, he was looking at something on like his phone, which looked like news and things like that. So I'm like, okay, so this is like, to me, it seems like this is the time where comedians understand what's going on in the world. They take things that are going on, real issues, try to find that fine line of let's address the issue, but let's also try to find some humor somewhere in there where it's going to kind of take the heaviness off of the situation. Because even through tragedy, people still need to laugh. People still need to be entertained. That's something I think we'll never get away from. But is that something that, as a comedic writer, you stand behind, like, okay, this is a real world issue, but let's try to find that funny, you know, moment where we all can come together and agree and like, yeah, that is true.
yeah, and I think, and that's where you start getting into the censorship, because the joke is just the delivery vehicle for the message.
Right.
And so if you have a network where you don't want a particular message to be as verbalized or broadcast to people, then I can't let that joke happen.
Right.
And I don't care how funny it is. I just don't want that message on my particular channels.
Right.
So that's where you start getting into the censorship of it all. And I mean, that's not just Israel, Gaza. That could be trans issues, gay rights. I mean, just on a more surface level, when you do late night sometimes, when you do a set on a late night show, hey, could you not do political jokes? And they just say, fuck all political topics.
Yeah.
Don't even talk about gun control. Come on here and talk about your kid and buying a stroller. And bye-bye baby or something. Like, do that joke instead.
Right.
Because you'll send a booker a 10-minute chunk, and from that 10-minute chunk, they go, here's the 5 that you should do on this show.
Okay.
And they'll pick around all that edgy shit that man.
Yeah.
You know, I had a joke years ago on Letterman. It was the only time I was on Letterman. Probably why. You dig in the crates. It's somewhere on YouTube. But I went on Letterman, and I don't remember the setup of the joke, but essentially it was about Mexican farm workers and just, I don't know, wages or some shit. And the basic premise was that, you know, I respect Latinos because in America, if you want your group to be respected, sooner or later, you have to pick fruit. You have to pick an item. You have to do yard work. In this country, if you want rights, we need to know you did yard work.
Right.
Asians did the railroads, you know, black people and Mexicans. And that's all the joke was. And motherfucker, the emails after that. Yeah, we're just not sure if that was the right. It was funny. And the layers of approvals that have to happen. Every word in late night. If someone's performing on late night, there's a transcript.
Yeah.
There are no surprises anymore in late night. It's like, you want to talk about censorship. Like, we need to know every word so that if you deviate from a word, we know whether or not to cut your mic. So, you know, I don't know, man. I think that every network, every place has a line in the sand of what they're willing to allow. And I just think that freedom of speech is just freedom of speech so long as it doesn't fuck up my bread.
Yeah.
It's generally what it seems to be in our society now, especially with all these media companies. You know, they broke. All these media companies are broke. So they can't afford
they can't take
to lose one
Yeah.
fucking penny of advertising.
Yep. And I mean, the only time I think I've seen someone really go off script, ironically, was Jon Stewart when he was on Colbert with the COVID shit. That was the first time I was like, oh, there was no teleprompter.
Oh yeah, we was talking Wuhan.
Because we had like
talking
Chris
to Lab.
Stefano on. He was saying the same shit of like, yeah, I had to submit my whole set. Like I was reading a teleprompter of my own set. You can't miss a word. Watching Jon Stewart do that shit, I was like, yeah, there's no way that was on any cue card.
But you have
Stephen
to
Colbert's
earn
face.
that.
Yeah,
You
for sure.
earn that. And Chappelle has earned that.
Absolutely.
If Chappelle had went off script the way he wanted to, he still would have. It still would have aired, and then they would have scrubbed it from the internet, the same as what they did with the Kanye shit.
Yeah.
But the average performer does not get that freedom. And if you want that freedom, you have to do what you all have done and create your own space for it.
Right.
Because it's a lot of what we've even talked about just now. That shit ain't getting greenlit for a chit chat with Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
Jimmy wants 3 topics for you to talk about
Yeah.
today. Black History Month at the White House.
Yeah.
Kodak Black.
Yeah.
We'll have to pan to the roots during that conversation to get approval.
No. What about your son? Is your son, does he like Legos?
What about your son? Yeah. How's he doing? Let's talk about these flights, man. Rory, what the hell is going on with these flights as people that travel?
I don't know, bro, but I'm trying to hit a lick.
They
Put
offered,
me on
so the
one.
Delta Airlines, the latest one, Delta Airlines flight from Minneapolis crash landed in Toronto. If you saw the video, the runway looked like it was full of snow, ice everywhere, and it flipped upside down. But now Delta has responded and they're offering each passenger. Luckily, nobody was no lives were lost on this crash. But Delta has responded and they're offering $30,000 to each passenger on that flight.
I was with Roy. I'm here to catch a lick. Like I'm one of those people that like walks on the crates in New York City, like hoping one of them will fall.
Yeah.
I'm about that.
Yeah.
But 30K,
Nah,
the
that's
way
6
that shit
digits.
flipped over, I don't know if 30K is the
That's
lick
6
that
digits,
I'm
bro.
Yeah.
That's a 6-digit plane crash.
Yeah.
It's
That's
the
a
best
risk.
part.
That's a risk for
Plane
30K
crash.
after
Yeah,
taxes.
I need 6, yeah.
It was a fireball.
It's the best possible scenario. I don't know if you saw the footage of it. The plane crashed, it slid, it rolled. Because it rolled, both wings broke off. That's where all the fuel is.
Yeah.
So you basically, like, the fireball's behind us. So now we just in a tube rolling.
Yeah.
I'm with that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Roll me in a tube down a freeway.
Yeah, like a
Planes
blunt.
land at
Yeah.
about 150 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Give or take, a little slower maybe, depending on the size of the 150 miles an hour in a tube,
Yeah.
300 yards.
Mm.
$200,000, I think is the number.
That's what you comfortable at.
I think 200,000.
Is this we talking about after taxes?
Shit, lawyers and shit.
Yeah, like this what you
and you got, this was in Canada, so you have to figure out that whole currency exchange situation.
All right, 700.
Yeah. Comfortably settled.
700 is a lick.
Like settled. We don't even need to take it to court. Here's the money.
I'll sign whatever medical waivers, whatever. Like, I gotta, give me a couple neurological, give me some free MRIs to make sure my shit's straight.
But going in, do you know that you're going to survive? Because that's, I would do it for 200K. If I knew I was just going to roll.
And I fly. Those are CRJs. I fly that all the time.
Yeah. That's like when you're going down to DC from New York.
Yeah.
DMV area.
A little 2-hour flight plane.
Yeah, and from New York to Toronto, that's the same plane every time.
Yeah, I'm
getting on a Delta flight tomorrow. I'm scared shitless.
Y'all should be. They fired a bunch of air traffic controllers.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a bunch of layoffs at the FAA. There were 2 planes that just collided, 2 single passenger planes that
Arizona,
collided
was it?
in Arizona over an airport that has no ATC. So, like small airports, there's no nigga.
Yeah, there's nobody there.
There's no crossing guard. It's just
yo, if you know what you're doing,
At least in front of
you be
schools,
in the
they throw an old
neighborhood
lady.
after a thunderstorm and the power's out, and you just gotta trust each other at the intersection. But the sky.
Now do that in the sky. Go,
no, you just
going
hit your
300 miles an hour.
Now you gotta hit your high beams. You know, you hit your high beams, let the nigga know in front of you. Now you got it. You gotta hit that high beam 3 times. Now you go.
You know what? I'll just pull over and let them decide.
That shit is a stressful job, bro. Them motherfuckers is trying to keep 30, 40 planes all in air.
I thought it was interesting how the stewardess was saying, don't record, like telling people don't record anything as they would like exiting the plane. Like, we don't want this to, no, we recording this. I need this for my lawyer. Like,
I need documentation.
Yeah, I need to see this. You show y'all me getting off this flight that's flipped upside down on the runway.
I would have went right on Twitch if I survived the Sully Hudson miracle shit. I would have been live streaming like through the water, like, yo, it is cold as fuck.
We we in this bitch.
Yeah. You gotta record it.
Who you know be on the wing?
You know what you didn't see though in that Delta evacuation video? What you didn't see is whoever was in the exit row seat who was supposed to bend their monkey ass right there,
Yeah, helping people out.
everybody
Yeah,
else.
they gone. They gone.
Scared ass motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
But we talked about that a few weeks ago. I think right when I just went on a trip of how much the airline industry doesn't give a fuck about us. Because I've sat in the exit row a million times. They walk by, be like, yo, you good? I'm like, yeah. Do you want to know my name? Like anything about me?
No.
Like if I can handle a pressure situation.
No.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
I'm
Can
cool.
you lift 50 pounds? Yep. All right, then. Read the card in your seat back pocket.
Yeah, why are you giving me an attitude about your safety?
Yeah.
So they don't give a fuck. They put anyone there. They'll put an air marshal in first class, but not an air marshal next to the exit row.
But see, this is the issue though, and this come back to Trump. The Delta crash, the Toronto rollover happens, then Arizona happens, and then Pete Buttigieg is trending on Twitter.
He sat in that same seat. That's our guy.
It's his fault, and he's in charge.
It's because he's gay, you know, right?
The gays are ruining the sky. Like, that's where it's like, come on, man. Y'all got it. Y'all won. Y'all in charge. Own it.
He's a ruin in the sky.
No, I just find it because, you know, I'd be on Republican Twitter sometimes for laughs. And like after the thing that happened in DC, all these like out of shape fucking bum ass Republicans are like, this DEI pilot. I'm like, Shorty has 1,000 hours in an Apache helicopter. She'll whoop your ass.
Yes.
Just people that do nothing, contribute nothing to society,
Yes.
not healthy, are saying DEI to someone that knows how to fly an Apache
you know
helicopter.
that's what they're already spending on this tweet too, because the company that runs that CRJ service, they have done a lot of all women flights before, and they're going, this is the same company.
It's stupid.
It was a dude on that flight though, but now you're just going, well, this company as a whole. So now is it is it all women that crash planes, or all blacks, or is it companies that hire all women and blacks? And it's like, all right, now you're stretching the narrative a little bit.
Yeah.
But there's no way as a Democrat, how do you fight back from that? That's the problem, is that shit is working, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no, it's definitely working. But it's also working because not all Democrats, but most Democrats do try to make sense to some degree. Republicans throw common sense. They're not going to let that fuck up their argument. Like the fact that they put this woman in charge of the JFK files that the Republicans put, I'm like, where's the DEI shit now? What does this woman do? She can't read. Women can't read.
The Democrats.
What does she know about the CIA?
The Democrats' best defense against Trump so far has just been, nuh-uh. That's it.
Nuh-uh.
This DE&I's crashing the plane. Nuh-uh. Stop. You gotta fight back.
Yeah. I love it though, man. Fuck it. I mean, not people crashing.
I get what you said. Yeah.
But even then, all the Republicans, like any woman that they put in charge of something, none of their base will say DEI. They'll be like, oh, well, she agrees with Trump, so she must be smart.
I just think it's funny that
she's fit for the role.
Spirit Airlines is thriving, and plane hasn't crashed, nothing. They just like, y'all had all these jokes for us for years about Spirit Airlines. none of our planes have went down. Like
Frontier thriving.
Yeah, like we chilling over here.
Nah,
that's what Spirit should tweet.
Yeah.
That's funny. If I was another airline, I'd be talking shit.
If you Spirit, you have to lean into all of this. Like we talking about, like find it tragedy, we understand, but
y'all know who ain't crashed yet?
Exactly.
Yeah. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
That should be the tweet. Let's get to this Lizzo shit, man. I don't want to be horny, but Lizzo look all right, man.
But Lizzo,
I'm not mad at it, man.
Lizzo has always been pretty. We've talked about this.
Oh yeah, always for sure.
Always been pretty.
But now it's a little different.
Always been very positive and very, secure about her body and her shape.
Cool.
But now she's just
different.
Yeah, but now she's focusing on being healthy and getting in shape and working out. And now she's, doing the same thing she's been doing. She's been showing us her body. This is just, her new body ever since she decided to go on her health journey.
Yes, thirst trap it up. I mean, you get the new body. You want to show everybody, hey, look at my ass.
No, she was showing the body before. She got kicked out of the Staples Center.
Well, I'm saying now she should go to a Lakers game with her ass out. Now I believe she's okay to do that. Before I didn't feel that way. Yes, now it's okay.
Okay, got it. Now it's like, all right, that was too much before.
You can
Now
have
it's
your
like-
ass out in front of children now. I don't care.
No, Lizzo looks great, man. Like she looks great. I'm happy that, you know, she's on this health journey, working out, exercising, eating right. Because her music, her talent, Lizzo is very talented, but you know, she falls into that category of probably trying to do things to get attention that's not music related, but she's super talented, and I just love the fact that she's on this health journey and taking care of us.
How do artists have a responsibility to the feeling of abandonment they may create within their fan base when they've built a following on body positivity?
It's a really interesting question.
Because there's a lot of people, because the same thing happened, and it's a little funnier in a way, but the same thing happened with Monique way early. You know, Queens of Comedy Monique physique is not Monique now. And then Monique wrote a book called Skinny Bitches Are Evil or Skinny Women Are the Devil or whatever. And then every big girl was like, well, wait a minute, bitch, why'd you get skinny on me?
Right.
I thought we was in this plus size shit together.
Yeah, I thought we was big for life. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that when there's backlash for losing weight, right? Because like Lizzo, like even in losing weight, she's dealing with backlash from people going, well, I thought you were supposed to fucking stay that same shape and love who you was.
Yeah.
I think it's about just loving yourself as you are and just being allowed to change.
Absolutely.
It has to come with like the messaging, because she can't lose her fan base of understanding that some people just hereditarily cannot lose weight and some people just can't get Ozempic either. Still making sure they feel good about themselves, but also pushing, hey, we also need to be healthy. Like, I don't think, I think there's some good shame and some good bullying to some degree. I think there is a line. I think we should bully people to be healthy. That is very important. I'm not like actually shit on their entire life, but you should encourage your fan base if they are overweight by choice to be healthier.
To get in shape.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad message to tell the base that you've been encouraging to embrace your curves.
Okay, then is it about, then, I don't know, the comedian in me goes, well, then do you have to acknowledge the change? And what? Because like most comics, when they go through an evolution as a person, there's a special that could, okay, y'all, I've decided to lose weight now. And like Jim Gaffigan is a great example of this shit. Gaffigan built his whole career on chubby Hot Pockets and all that shit.
Yeah.
Svelte, last special, and talks about it.
Yeah.
So I think that, you know, I don't know. I wonder if there's a disconnect. Like, how do you feel good about yourself without making people feel bad about themselves at the same time? It's
I'm sorry. I'm just laughing at a Jim Gaffigan fan going, he got skinny on me.
Yeah.
No, there's no way men are doing that.
That saddened them more than him being anti-Trump. They were fine with him not liking Trump, but when Gaffigan lost weight, they're like, wait a minute.
I mean, I definitely think with women, it's obviously a bit crazier, but yeah, she needs to have that one sit down interview, find some woman in media. I don't know if it's Gail.
Baby D, how do you feel about Lizzo's new portrait, Bye Bitch, to the old picture of herself?
Well, I don't know how Lizzo felt about her. I know what she portrayed to feel about herself, but I don't know what she actually felt about herself. I know some people look at it, like he said, as a betrayal, but if you weren't eating right and doing the things that you were supposed to be doing, or even if you were and you weren't making, sometimes when you don't like the way that you look, you make really stupid decisions about the people you keep around you because you don't feel like you're worthy of better. It could happen subconsciously and you don't notice that until you're out of that space. But it's like, I could have only been dating the man that I was dating because I felt like I wasn't good enough for something better. So even if she wasn't ashamed of the way that she looks, it's more of I didn't feel like I was good enough and I allowed people to treat me like I wasn't good enough. So that could be the bye bitch she's talking to, the person that made decisions like that. But I don't know. I can't speak for her, but I do get where you're not going to win. If you lose the weight, people are going to be like, oh, it was supposed to be fat bitches for life. But if you don't lose the weight, you're getting dragged. Like even with y'all making the jokes of, oh, she could go to the Lakers game half naked now. If she was a skinny girl when that happened, nobody would have given a fuck. Girls be half naked all the time.
No, that was a joke, because when that did happen, we were on the side of nobody should have their ass cheeks out at a Lakers game.
Yeah, nobody should.
I don't care
but
if Drea, no, it's a Lakers game.
If Drea was out at the Lakers game with her ass out, y'all wouldn't be complaining. Stop.
I would say Put on some fucking jeans. You're at a basketball game.
No, that's not true, Baby D. Because when Kanye and his wife did the red carpet for the Grammys, we was like,
She
yo,
looked
come
great,
on,
but
yo.
what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, that's you naked. We could see your lip like on the red carpet.
When Rihanna wore that diamond Swarovski diamond dress, you could see Rihanna's nipples.
First of
you
all,
could see her whole entire
come
back
on.
of her ass. Stop.
You don't even believe what you just said. There's something that has to do with taste, art, fashion, etc., as compared to being butt ass naked with your pussy out at an award show.
Yeah, it's a little.
Please tell me that there.
I thought
No,
Beyonce
it's
Story's
your-
outfit
okay.
was very nice.
Y'all are. It's all about.
But you're a
granted,
fashion connoisseur, so
But is it about the fashion or is it about the body parts?
I'm just saying
because
if-
plenty of people show out body parts, but because y'all like the outfit more, it
no.
doesn't
So I
matter.
think what Lil' Kim did was more iconic based off a fashion and moment than her just walking on the red carpet butt ass naked. That's not a moment.
But I'm
Just
not
a
talking
naked
about
bitch
her.
on
We're
a
talking about
carpet.
Lizzo. Can we pull up the picture of Lizzo with her ass out?
when she went to the Lakers game, it was just like a t-shirt and the ass was cut out in the bottom of the t-shirt. Like
Yeah,
I was,
she was trying to make a
something
moment. It
around
wasn't like
yeah, it was like
tasteful.
It was like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
she was trying to make a moment, but if all I'm saying is if she was a skinny, deemed like hot girl, nobody would have cared. Nobody would
I
have
think
cared.
people would have
disagree.
cared. I think people would have cared because it's like, yo, first like you got word like t-shirt and just the ass is cut out on the t-shirt. Like people would have talked about it. Like they talked about, you know, Bianca on the carpet, but it was like that was just completely new. Now if you have a dress on like you said with Rihanna and it's showing a little nipple, you know, nipple, it's this kind of sheer kind of dress. This a little more taste and class. It's time and place. To me, I think the Laker game.
No, that's just like Rihanna at the award show.
Yeah, that's at the Laker game.
Well,
that's
listen,
a little,
me personally, I don't want anybody to wear that, but I'm just saying when it comes
That's all I'm saying.
when it comes to
The standard.
when men start picking and saying, "Oh, you shouldn't wear that," and this and that, it all depends on who they're attracted to. So my original point in that is when you are smaller, you're berated less. Like it just is what it is.
That's
So
true.
she's gonna catch backlash no matter what the fuck she
And
does.
I feel you on who Lizzo maybe had in her life or whatever, this and that. But also she may have went to the doctors and they said, hey, your organs are not doing great. The valves in your heart suck. You need to get healthier. And I'm sure Lizzo didn't go, oh no, but my fan base wants me fat. No, she cares about living longer. I'm not going to sit and think like I'm going to offend my fan base and then I'll die. Like, nah,
yeah, no.
I'm going to get skinny.
well, either way, she looks great. I mean, I'm happy for
looks
Lizzo.
great.
She looks like she's happy. She looks like, you know, she's in a better space, obviously
Seems
physically.
happy.
So
She
yeah,
seemed like she'll give us like 2 more albums than a daytime talk show.
Yeah, that seems right.
And I mean that in a good way.
Yeah.
Like daytime talk requires a level of joy
yeah.
in your heart. I think
see
she's
it.
got that.
Like Lizzo getting skinny is way less of a problem than Lily Phillips fucking 1,000 men. To me, that's a worse message.
Now
to
this is
send to the- to
crazy.
you.
Lily Phillips, who obviously did she did a orgy, if you want to call it, slept with 1,000 men a couple weeks ago, and now she's
Is
reporting
that an orgy?
well, I mean, or train, whatever you
Yeah,
want to
I
call
know.
it.
a long ass train.
She announced that she's
It's Amtrak.
she's
Who was
pregnant.
last?
She's pregnant now as a result of this train ride that she went on. Which one of the lucky passengers do you think is going to come forward and say, "Oh, and how do you even go through that? Do all men now have to take DNA to paternity test? Like how does
I mean, I guess they'll go in order, and if it's the third one, then they'll save some money. But if it's a guy that went last, then they're gonna have to go through everyone.
She's probably faking this.
I'm probably on that side too.
Really, you think so?
Yeah.
But why would she fake this?
Not to say you can't
Why
get
would she
pregnant on
fuck 1,000
birth
men?
control,
Maul?
but
Like
fucking
her
1,000.
brain, CT.
No, but that's why I say why fake this if she slept with 1,000 men. So it's like why it was 100 men?
Nah, she
100? That's not. Oh, Bonnie Blue was 1,000. Lily Phillips
Oh,
slept
okay.
with 100 men in
Okay,
one
that
day.
makes it
Oh,
better.
all right. So
Okay,
Sean,
one
this is,
minute.
this is wifey material.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So we could, she's a.
Yeah, the other one's a whore, but this
one is a very, very, respectable.
is gonna be a
lady.
nuclear family.
But how do they go about this though? Like, how do they find who the dad is? If this is
Everyone
true?
has to do DNA.
You got to you just subpoena everybody.
That's crazy.
Everybody
and-
get paperwork.
Also, I think in that window of the 100 men, there's no way she didn't sleep with other people too that month. Like, I think it's more than just 100.
How would you
Nah,
feel
she
if-
probably like fasted. Like right before Thanksgiving, you kind of like just do green juices.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think
same
she.
tighten it up?
Yeah.
Get it ready for the big fight. You got to rest.
Yeah, you got
Just
to
Kegels.
meet that weight. You got to meet that catch weight.
HBO 20 for 20.
God, imagine being that dude. Imagine being the dude and it's yours and you got to explain to your son
That is crazy.
that child has lost
already
every fight in school,
already.
every dozens, every Jonan, they can't win.
We used to talk like 10 years ago of like, damn, pick a wife out this bunch. They have some racy photo on Instagram that you have to explain to their kids. Kids going to bully them, bring it back up. I never thought it would get to this. That woman with her ass out on Instagram is going to look like a saint. But when all our kids are in middle school getting bullied.
I don't know. I mean, I have some friends in the adult industry. I've never really asked, but I just assumed that she would be on birth control during this.
That's what I would have thought.
This feat that she was trying to accomplish. Like, I would have assumed she was on birth control.
That'd have been my first question when the subpoena show up.
Yeah, like she wasn't on birth control?
You
like,
wasn't on the pill, motherfucker?
You can't stop God's plan, Mo.
That is true.
This is the Lord. The Lord was in the room, and whatever was going to happen was going to happen.
Lord can get the hell out of here.
yeah. If I'm the father, I'm not
what I needed.
Yeah.
I feel. I think this is the only time it's okay to abandon your child.
You deserve a child if you get in line for that. You deserve a reminder.
It takes a certain type of man to kind of step up and take that test, and then be the father, and then say, "Okay, I'm going to raise this child." You might be dad of the century if you do that. Like, how do you step up to that plate and say, okay, I'll raise him. This is my
Imagine
kid.
being able to Google your conception and watch it.
And watch it. Like, there it goes right there. That's when you...
That's the nativity scene.
There it goes right there.
Just watch yourself being created.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and kids are curious. That kid, especially with those genetics from that woman and any man that would wait in that line, that kid is looking up how he was conceived.
That, bro.
Yeah, that kid is a fighter.
Dumb.
He's going to be somebody. Whoever this kid is, he's going to be somebody.
Dog, my son is 3rd grade, and he came home one day and he told me, I Googled Roy Wood Jr. And I go, what you find? Comedy stuff.
Yeah.
I go, what you Google after that? Roy Wood Jr. kid. I go, what you find? Pictures of me, you, and mom.
Yeah.
Go, good.
Yeah.
And what if that motherfucker...
No, but what you have to understand, your legacy in comedy is one thing. I don't think this woman's ever going to top this legacy. So the moment he types in just her name, period, he's not going to have to type in "and kid."
No, yeah.
That's popping up immediately.
Really.
I don't think she's going to be known for anything else for the rest of her life.
That's sad.
That you have to put in extra SEO
remember when the bar for sex tape was just fuck once in a grainy video and maybe...
Right. Little dialogue here and there.
Like when you really think about Ray J, Kim Kardashian, that wouldn't even move the needle today.
No, it's kind of like romantic of a couple on vacation. Like it's not even some nasty. It's 2 people in a relationship on vacation.
You wouldn't even retweet that porn on Twitter.
No,
it's not.
Back in the
Keep
Twitter
your
after
home
dark
archives
days.
away from you, weirdos.
Yeah.
But now you have the baseline is $100, and then the other person did 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love the hustle in that. You didn't even want to go to 200.
No.
And
that's the wildest auction ever. Someone bets 100 and then you go right to 1,000.
I don't know. I didn't know that endurance pussy was a genre.
Yeah, that's definitely
porn.
That's definitely a genre for sure.
I don't want to see that.
How much can you take?
I don't. Wait,
that does nothing. I never care to see no shit like that.
No.
Never. I never cared to click on it. Nothing. Like,
and is in the video, can you see all the guys, or is it like their heads are cut off, or like?
I'm sure you can see them. I'm sure it's like a setup, like a set, a bed.
Yeah, your face got to be shown for this. What do you pay for that?
But see, I don't even know how I could say that's not my kid, and then I end up having a kid later on. I can't explain to my children that I stood in line with 99 other men to fuck a woman.
What's happening between guys? And like, is there a pit crew to come in and like this shit?
Clean it up, yeah.
Are you just in there just right after the next dude, or is it like a gentleman's agreement? We all pull out?
Yeah,
probably.
Not leave a mess
pull out.
for the
You
next
don't leave
guy.
you don't leave a mess. You get a pit crew in there. Give her a granola bar, some water. Keep her. Her blood sugar level. Yeah, keep her blood sugar level up. You know what I mean? You got to make sure the car's running well. Yeah.
And as someone that's been a manager to artists, I could only imagine what a stressful day for that management team.
Yeah,
you have to deal with 100 other talent. Mm-hmm. And your client is the focus of everything. You have to make sure your client is safe.
Comfortable, safe.
God damn.
I mean, I'm sure that the guys have a group chat. I'm sure there's like lifelong friendships that came from that line.
You gotta
absolutely.
take an AIDS test that day.
Yeah,
Like
right there.
as you walk in,
Yeah.
we AIDS.
And they said that they did.
Ain't trusting no paperwork you came in here
That's
with.
what I'm saying.
Now, we
you
need
had to
now.
submit paperwork, but the guys that stay in this line, I feel like would Photoshop paperwork to say they didn't have STD.
Oh, absolutely.
Like that guy would do that.
No, they had the medical team on set. Had
Yeah,
to, for sure.
you gotta be like COVID nasal,
Yeah,
all that
swab,
shit.
all of that shit. But whoever the father is, you know, good
Congrats,
luck.
man.
Congrats, and
Yeah.
we'll see you somewhere down the line.
Before we get out of here, would you mind telling your Jay Prince story one more time?
Y'all have heard that shit?
Have I?
That shit is
It's one of my
traveled-
favorite YouTube clips.
That, bro. people really think that shit was a joke.
No, I didn't think it was a joke at all. That's why I thought it was funny.
funny.
Well,
I
you
think
know
it was
he
a
went
joke.
on Sway and confirmed that shit.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, no, I didn't see that.
Can you give us some backstory if our listeners haven't heard your Jay Prince story?
So I used to do prank phone call. I did morning radio.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I did stand up. I was doing morning radio. And
Which your
so
prank phone calls were some of the best.
That was viral when you go viral over
Yeah.
email. I'm an old
Yeah.
nigga.
Yeah.
In the back in the day, a motherfucker send you an email.
Yep.
Open this, trust me. And you'd open the shit.
Yeah.
So my pranks are jumping off. They're going viral all over the South. And I get a call from a record label in Houston. And they go, yo, we want to fuck with you. We want to do a prank call album with you, but we only want to prank call black celebrities.
Okay.
Dope. And this is at the beginning of Ashton Kutcher Punk'd
Okay.
and all of that. So like the idea of celebrity pranking is a new kind of, yeah. So I'm like, fuck it. Yeah, I'll fuck with that. Because keep in mind, my pranks at this point, they're getting put on mixtapes and shit too. And this is also back at the time where comedy and hip hop had more of a synergy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I fucking Cameron and them, my shit was on Dipset mixtapes. It was on 3-6. Chameleon had a reason half of my shit got west of Dallas in terms of my comedy and my reach.
Yeah.
Pimp C and Bun. So like, I was on like mixtapes and shit. So this label was like, you're perfect and we'll fucking do the celebrity calls and we'll put rap songs in between it.
Yeah.
Come on down to Houston, nigga. We're gonna do that.
Yeah.
So I fly down to Houston. I leave Birmingham. I fly to Houston. I get to Houston 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. And I go to the studio and we'd already done the paperwork, signed the contract or whatever. And they have a list of people that to prank call. And they just go, we're going to prank call some folks. Now, all we know for the most part is Texas celebrities. So we're going to start with some of these folks and hopefully we get them. They'll open up their Rolodex to us and we'll be able to call more folks. And so it's a couple names on the list. It's Vince Young, it's Michael Irvin, Jay Prince. And they go, which one of these people do you want to call first? And I go, well,
all three don't sound like it'll go well.
Michael Irvin should be easy.
Yeah.
Vince Young,
Yes, either way.
either way.
Yeah.
But Jay Prince is for sure going to be the hardest.
Yeah.
Because he's the coldest and you know the legend of him and all of that. And so my thing was always with pranks, start with the hardest call of the day first so the rest of your day is easy.
Okay.
So I go, fuck it, let's call Jay Prince.
Yeah.
I go, okay, well, what's the premise? I go, all right, I'm going to call Jay and I'm going to tell him, I'm going to call Jay Prince posing as a Houston record store owner.
Okay.
Yeah, man, my record store, we got all these Rap-A-Lot albums in here. Ain't none of them selling.
Yeah.
Rap-A-Lot ain't shit.
Yeah.
Rap-A-Lot ain't been shit for a while. Last good album was fucking Till Death Do Us Part, which is like, that's a disgusting insult if you know Southern hip hop.
Right, that's a fact.
Oh, that's a terrible
Right.
So I just got all this shit. So we called Jay Prince.
How'd you feel about your safety while writing this premise?
It's perfectly fine. Keep in mind, I've done 200 to 300 prank calls at this point.
Yeah.
And at this point in radio, I've been threatened, but nobody's ever come to put hands on me.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, it was always love. And the lesson I learned, everybody I pranked up until that point I was put up to by someone they love.
Yeah.
So they didn't fuck me up off the strength of that.
Right.
I forgot I wasn't baptized. I wasn't baptized in that
This is
protection.
probably the one you should have made sure you was baptized by.
But I'm in there with the record label. I want to impress them. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'll call anybody.
Yeah.
That's why I always say pranks and sketches, that's a young man's game.
Yeah.
Like I was in the right mindset to be that crazy.
Yeah.
So we called Jay Prince and he in the car. Hey, what's going on? Is Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah, nigga, these albums ain't selling. Nigga, come get these Rap A Lot albums, nigga. That's why I fuck with Swisher House, nigga.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with Rap A Lot.
Yeah.
Which is also a crazy fucking thing to say.
Yeah,
Especially at that time.
At that time.
Was the height.
This is like 05, 06-ish rise of Swisher.
Yeah.
You don't fucking
you
say
don't
no
say that.
shit like that.
Yeah.
Nope.
But I'm on the phone and I'm just fucking laying. And I'm hitting him. I'm hitting him with fucking insults. And he's not reacting. And like, in a prank.
Yeah. He shit funny.
Nigga's supposed to give you some shit back. Nigga, fuck you. Nigga, fuck you. I'm Jay Prince. No, fuck you, nigga.
Yeah.
I lay into Jay Prince for like 30, 45 seconds straight. And all he replied with is, where you at? and the engineer,
he start EQing it. He start mixing shit.
the nigga would do this.
Where you at?
And I go, I'm at my store right now.
Yeah.
And I need my heel. Well, if you say you at the store and you say you want your money back for these albums, I gotta know where you at to bring you your money.
Naturally.
So where you at? Don't worry about where I'm at right now. What you need to know is that Rap A Lot ain't shit. And I ain't selling no more Rap A Lot albums. All I'm selling from now on, and I just start naming every Southern record label. I ain't selling nothing but Hypnotize. I'm selling goddamn Dungeon Family. Nigga, I ain't selling nothing else. I'm selling Slip and Slide.
Slip and Slide is crazy.
Where you at? And the engineer is like, and so it's not funny no more. And I go, Mr. Prince, I break character. I go, Mr. Prince, my name is Rory Jr. Now, mind you, I have no cachet as a comedian at this point.
Yeah.
I have like 2 credits on Comic View.
Yeah.
Jay Prince don't know who the fuck
And I feel like
am.
Jay Prince doesn't laugh. So like the comedy genre isn't
Bookmark that.
Right.
Bookmark that. So the dude with the label and run the studio or whatever, he come on the mic. Hey Jay, it's Donnie. We were just down here doing some pranks. It's us.
Yeah.
We were just kidding, man.
Yeah.
This is Roy. This is our new comedian.
Yeah.
And we're doing a prank call album and we just thought it'd be fun to prank you.
Yeah.
Sorry if we caused you any trouble today.
Yeah.
Oh. You down there with Donnie.
Now he know where you at.
I know exactly. Hey, man, turn the car around. Click. And he hung up in our face. We called Jay Prince back 2, 3 times trying to smooth the shit. We trying to smooth the shit out. Like, hey, hey, Jay, it's cool. It was a prank, right? Everything was cool, right?
Yeah.
He wouldn't answer the phone. Engineer left the room.
Yeah. I'm out.
Go call.
Now, mind you, I came in straight from the airport because let's get to work.
Yeah.
I go, hey, man, let me go get checked into the hotel. Let me just make sure the hotel's straight. And
make sure the
get some
hotel is
lunch.
straight.
And then we can re-strategize. And we'll come back this evening. We'll knock out. We'll do some more.
You didn't make a copy of that contract, right? I'll just take that one with me.
That's cool, right? They go, cool.
Yeah.
I get in the cab. I went back to the airport. I bought a ticket at the counter. Continental Airlines. This is before the United merger.
Yeah.
Continental Airlines,
Yeah.
Houston to Birmingham.
Let me get out of here.
I was in Houston a total of 2 hours. Dipped.
Yeah.
To this day, contractually, I owe BCD Music a celebrity prank phone call album. I dipped,
Yeah, I'm out of here.
never returned. Fast forward. That's like 05, 06.
Yeah.
Fast forward to the year that Jay's autobiography, his memoir came out.
Yeah, rest in peace, Jazz Fly. Wrote it.
Jazz. And so Jazz is the one that connect, because I tweeted about it, right? And
Yeah.
Jazz fucking set it up, and we get him on the Daily Show as a guest.
Okay.
So he's coming to the Daily Show, and this is the first time I'm gonna see this nigga
Oh man.
since I tried to prank him.
Yeah.
So I'm like DMing Jazz on Twitter. Is there anything I can get? What liquor does he like? Get him a cognac or something?
Yeah.
And the day before he came on Daily Show, Jay Prince went on Sway, and Sway asked him about that whole story. And he asked Jay, were you really on the way to the studio to fuck him up? To which Jay Prince said, I was just gonna laugh with him.
Oh, okay.
You wanted to laugh.
Yeah.
So I wanted to pull up and laugh. Which meant you was finna fuck me up.
Yeah. He was gonna fuck you.
And when I think about all of that now,
Yeah.
I realize how sideways I was, because you on his turf, disrespecting him in his city. Like, you can be funny, but you can't be disrespectful.
Yeah.
And what I did was disrespect. He's got to check that.
Yeah.
That nigga ain't gonna sign the waiver for that prank call to be released.
No.
I gotta check disrespect, because if people see you joking with me, everybody think they can joke. Like,
Right.
I didn't understand the code of it at the time.
Yeah.
I grew up in the hood, but I ain't no street nigga. I cut through the projects to go to the library to take computer classes.
Right.
So with certain parts of code that I'm just, hey, young nigga, let me correct you real quick, and just, hey, let me come and slap the shit out you real quick. So, and then so then Jazz and I talked about that shit after the fact, and she said she once saw Jay Prince at a comedy club, and he never laughed. He said they saw Jay at a comedy club.
He was only there to launder money. He didn't even know what the business was.
Ask me who the headliner was.
Who?
Bernie Mac.
Oh my God. He not laughing at Bernie.
That was the only time Bernie said, I am scared of you motherfuckers.
She said, Jay Prince said, I ain't never heard a joke. What the fuck does that even mean? How hard is your life? You ain't never heard nothing funny.
Yeah,
ain't nothing
funny.
made you chuckle.
Ain't nothing
out.
funny. Ain't nothing funny.
Ain't nothing funny.
Yeah.
So,
And here you are calling my phone with this dumb shit.
I called him, I cussed him out, and
Yeah.
he came to that studio to put hands on me, but I was too quick for you, nigga. You had to catch me 15 years later.
I mean, if they come back on the contract and you have to recoup, I'd get you Jay Prince Jr.'s number if you want to prank him.
Bro,
I'm sure he'd take it the same way.
I'm straight on any of the Prince family. I'm nothing but an ally. I've enjoyed going back to Houston. You know, Houston was a no-fly zone for me for a minute.
I bet.
When I left, I didn't go back to Houston to perform for like fucking 7-8 years.
Yeah.
Just because because you on the flyer.
Yeah.
You don't know if, I don't know if is my name out in the street.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't, and Houston is one of them, like, comedically speaking, Houston is a city strictly for superstars and locals.
Yeah.
So I never came there enough to perform, so I'm not even protected by the local comics. Like, even now, I only know 4 or 5 comics, and even they couldn't keep niggas from wanting to put hands. The best I get now is Ali Sadiq would give me a 10-minute heads up. Hey man, you may want, wherever you at, man, you need to be somewhere else.
Be some.
Delete this number. Click.
Did you see him in the hallway at the Daily Show?
Yeah, we chopped it up. We got a picture, man.
Okay.
We got a picture.
All
It's love. It's love now.
Did he crack
man,
any
man.
It's all good.
type of emotion?
No.
Okay.
No. nigga did the gunpoint.
Can't get you here.
Let you know,
But it's
not
gonna
here.
happen.
I can't get you here, but I'm gonna get you.
Jay Prince did the gunpoint every did the picture, man. Yeah, it was all love, man. He gave us a good shout out on Drink Champs too. When he was on Drink Champs.
Shout out to Jay Prince, the legend, man.
Before we get out of here, just quickly, I know it's a very open-ended question, but is there any favorite Daily Show stories behind the scenes?
I really enjoyed being able to cover black shit on that show. If it's something I miss, is that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get to do that at CNN. We talk about news, but like, you do like your regular correspondent pieces, but like,
You and Van Jones can't do something? Like cry together?
I ain't gonna cry with Van Jones. Van Jones got money. Every time I see Van Jones cry, I'm like, go
from
pull up
Bezos.
your Venmo. Look at that Venmo, boy, and smile.
Yeah.
That's why he crying. He can't believe he got that money.
Bezos gave it to me for free. I don't gotta do nothing with this.
Where the money at, Van? What you doing with it? Let me get some of that, Van. Send me
Crying like a
Venmo. I
motherfucker.
see him in the hallway sometimes at CNN. I be like, man, let me get one of them suits.
Yeah.
I ain't wear them but once. No, we would do like, bro, I think some of the shit we did, man, we did a story one time. Like, this is shit that, like, this is why I give Trevor Noah credit. It's like, Trevor's, he's black, he's not black American. So he's smart enough to go, all right, let me send to Alabama and you go over there and do the thing. Because it gave us a different connection with some of the people we were interviewing. Bro, we went to Chicago week. We was on the South Side and South Shore doing a walk and talk down blocks with gang interventionists who literally, all they do is go block to block and talk to crews and try to squash beef and don't even involve the police. And they let us come in. They let me come in with cameras. And I'm talking like blocks where every block, they have to go up the block to get the clearance for us to come down the block. So we weren't even like, just shit was like, you probably should not be here. But for them to trust us with our cameras to come tell the story of black folks actually fighting black on black crime, because, you know, that's what they try to frame, is that, you know, niggas don't care about, you know, blacks killing blacks. We did the 20th anniversary of the Million Man March, like spots where you shouldn't even have news satire.
Right.
And it's weird because when you're talking about doing news satire with black people, especially black Americans, that shit is dicey because satire requires me to lie to you and for you to understand that I'm lying to you.
Right.
And then that's the joke.
Yeah.
But black folks get lied to their entire existence. So I don't want to deal with this shit. Right. So for folks to trust me like that, like, those are the stories I love. Like, one of the last stories I did before I dipped was on Cop City. And you got gangs of black folks living in the forest, inhabiting an area where they're trying to build a new police compound in Atlanta. Like, folks willing to die for this shit. And so we're in the forest with cameras talking to people, like that shit. And it's not just black people there, let me be fair, but the fact that this is something that if they build this, it will decimate black communities downstream.
Right.
Yeah.
And that, aside from promoting over policing and all of that shit, just a straight up fact, if you build this shit down the hill will flood.
Right.
And that's a black neighborhood down the hill. So to be able to be trusted, the thing I miss the most is being able to like tell black stories about stuff affecting black Americans and using humor to do it. I want to figure out a way to get back into that. I mean, CNN is cool, but that's more, we got to keep that more because it's a panel show too.
Yeah.
I can't bring on some Republican congressman, motherfucker, let's talk about the goddamn gangs in Chicago.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think that's what I miss, man.
Yeah, was it you and Jordan Klepper that did the police training?
That was the first piece we did.
That was hilarious. That was one of my favorite
We
daily
did
shows.
a ride along with the Madison Police Department, who had just killed an unarmed black man 4 months prior, and they had all this anti-bias training. Come take the training. That shit was goofy.
Yeah, I was shooting at like office chairs and shit.
Yeah, but it was a real, like, man, they had a simulator. They had a paintball simulator where, like, it's like, guess which person is going to pull the gun on you type situation. Basically, like, just herky-jerky reaction shit, and then it's a kid, and then the kid comes up and popsicle.
Yeah.
It's like, who the fuck pull up? You deserve to get shot.
You don't put no popsicle from behind your back.
Yeah. But yeah, we just got to, you know, as silly as the Daily Show can be sometimes, we got chances, man, to like really pick and choose some spots to like really talk about shit that was going on in the world and use humor to do it, man.
That's the importance of the show to me. I mean, of course, it's silly, but that's what separated it from everything else.
Yeah,
was
the field pieces were fun, man.
Yeah.
They really were, man.
All right, Roy, we appreciate you coming by. Second season of Have I Got News For You is available now on CNN, and your Lonely Flower special is out now on Hulu.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all.
We
Thank
appreciate
y'all
coming by. Roy Wood Jr., the legend, man. Thank you.
And if
Thank
you want
y'all,
the
man.
screaming crazy Republican on your show, Maul's
You
available.
should. You should.
I'm down.
I'm not bullshit.
I'm down, bro. I'm not gonna bullshit you.
Then it
Let's
shall
do
be
it.
so.
Let's do it.
right.
We'll talk to y'all soon. I'm that nigga. He's just ginger. Peace.